Okay. Hello. Where am I? There am I. Okay, we're in focus. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe this... Ooh, there's still a timer. Let's get rid of the timer, shall we? I believe this, and I'm not exaggerating as I am in some YouTube titles. Fair enough. Hey, YouTubers doing their things, you know. I'm not exaggerating if I'm saying I think this is going to be the most value-packed live stream we've had so far. And it's not because of me. It's because of you guys. Because last week, I challenged you to submit your GPTs that you created with the GPT Builder that I shared with you. And I gotta say, I was floored by the quality of the submissions. You guys are incredible. Matter of fact, you know, I want to say there can only be one winner in this competition, but it's not entirely true because we're gonna have 3 winners. Then we have a extra category, and there's gonna be like 10 honorable mentions here. I'm gonna go through like all the most relevant ones. So there's going to be a total of 15 learning opportunities for each and every person watching this live stream, whether, you know, either live right now, hello, welcome in chat, or as a recording later on. 15 learning opportunities. If you wanted to learn more about ChatGPT or prompt engineering, which is essentially using ChatGPT well, or building GPTs, which is essentially using ChatGPT well to the second, this is the right place. This is the right place because today we'll be looking at a grand total of 15 submissions, one by one. This might take a minute, okay? The stream is scheduled to take an hour. If it takes more, you know, sue me. Too bad. Also, some of the comments. What's up with this? Akira the dog. What's up, bro? You need a GPT? A girlfriend trans person? What is this? What is this vibe? Man, why? Please explain. Why would I need a GPT girlfriend trans person? Man, I don't know. You got me confused. Anyway, much love to you, man. Thanks for taking care of me and thinking of me. And also thanks to everybody else sharing where they're from all across the world. This is fantastic. I always love it when you share the countries you're from. Again, I tricked you one time. You remember 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, where you shared the countries and then I ran it through the code interpreter and created an interactive world map? I guess it wasn't interactive. It just sounds nice if I say interactive. But where I created a world map from all the countries you were at, we're not doing that again. I'm not stealing your data from chat. You can just share where you're from. But I'm going to be doing a different kind of fun thing to get warmed up here today. You know, we like to use the first minutes to get acquainted a little bit. Akira the dog sharing, you know, all his thoughts already. Please share yours too. Before we get into the education here, and trust me, there's a lot. I looked at it all. The team looked at it all. We combined our thoughts, and now you're about to get the extract of all that presented to you. One by one, again, 15 various GPTs and use cases and building blocks you can be using in your prompting, all served to you on a silver platter today. Matter of fact, I'm going to be going through them one by one, and we'll be going in and we'll be turning this into a little resource that I'll share in the link below. Anybody who's on our mailing list will also receive this. As you know, we basically send out one. You get 4 emails when you sign up, I think, 4 or 5. Then you get 1 email a week with kind of the extract of the AI space. And then we barely ever email. Like if we build the product once every 4 months, we launch it on there, sure. Or once every 6 months, depends. And we're going to send this out though, because this is absolutely amazing. 15 use cases, 15 various building blocks or GPTs or variations. I believe that no matter who you are, no matter at what level you are, from today's session, you're going to be able to take something away that is interesting, that is valuable, that is applicable. Isabel, hi from Portugal. Well, hi back from Portugal also. I'm sitting in Lisbon right now, very close to Marques de Pombal, which you might know. Either way, Maestro saying, good thing I didn't submit this week. Why is that, my man? Because you won last time. That's why, right? What about Apple AI announcements? Interesting. We can talk about all these in the end. I want to focus here, though, okay? I want to focus on, first of all, some fun images of Igor in the countries you are sitting in right now. That's the first thing that we're going to be doing here, okay? So we're going to take some countries here that you shared in chat and run it through the kind of one step in our workflow to create thumbnails. We've been getting this question way too much. I'm addressing it here. Maybe we'll create a dedicated video. I don't know. I'm addressing it here. We're using a fine-tuned version of Stable Diffusion, but we're using it in a, completely primitive, pay-to-win, very simple-to-use application called Artflow. It is a paid subscription. This is not sponsored at all. We just love using it. It's so simple. And I'm going to just quickly show you my workflow based on one of the countries you guys are from. How does that sound? So I'm going to switch to my desktop here. I think this should do it. Ta-da, there we go. Let's add a camera. Let's add a camera. There you go. Hello, everybody. And what I'm talking about here is I'm just going to take... We're going to take a random country here. We're going to take Canada. I see a lot of Canada in here. And here's basically my workflow. I have a little GPT that I call Igor Around the World. And then in here, I can type in anything. And it's set up to be a custom, prompt generator for this Artflow model. And in Artflow here, I have one custom trained model based on my images with basically, I think there's a subscription to this. I'm not exactly sure how much this costs, to be honest. We added like $30 and I don't know, then you're good for like a long while. It's not even a subscription. But basically we trained this custom model. See, this is where we got our, Igor Steve Jobs thumbnail from yesterday's video. Basically we just iterate a lot and then we pick some of these, right? Isn't this great? Like these are really good. These are really good. And the point is, this is way better than Midjourney and all the others. So we're just doing a fun little thing here where we're taking a country from chat, which was Canada. And then this little GPT of mine generates me the prompt. There you go. By the way, quick little side note, as we generate this, I just wrapped up a 1 hour 20 long session in the community, teaching people the last step of the entire, what am I doing? Just clicking random buttons here. Here you go, right here. We just wrapped up a 70, 80 minute long session where I fleshed out this GPT. I added actions and knowledge base. I added keyboard shortcuts. I added hacking protection. We did it all in one session, and that kind of rounds out our learning path for GPTs. But again, that's kind of the advantage of the community. If we, it builds on stuff. Like we did a separate lecture on actions, and now I could reference it and show you like, yeah, this is how you save stuff to Notion really easily. Anyway, here we're going to be focusing on self-contained knowledge, stuff that you can implement today. So, this is really simple to use. I have a little GPT that generates me the prompts that I set up for myself, and then I just hit generate, and it's going to give me 4 variations of Igor in Canada. Let's look at what we're working with here. Dynamic portrait of Igor in the breathtaking wilderness of Canada. The scene is set in a dense, vibrant forest of Banff National Park during autumn. Ooh, Igor with his athletic build, of course. Dark brown, medium length hair and deep brown eyes is captured mid-hike on a rocky trail. So this is going to be hiking Igor. But as you can see, this is the workflow that we use. This is where it starts. It starts in ChatGPT. We generate prompts. We bring them in here. We iterate a lot. Then we take the best ones. And as you can see, this is pretty good. Yeah, Igor just like hiking. But then we can like also remix this stuff, right? In the GPT that I built in the community session right now, I basically created this. And also here I can say Canada, but I'll show you some of the capabilities here, okay? Then it generates me the prompt like so. But if I go ahead and I say 0 here, just to show you like what's possible, then it gives me, a little menu of keyboard shortcuts, nothing revolutionary, but like one of them, links to my GPT, to my Notion database. So I can just store things in a Notion database, or I attached a file with all US states in there, and then I can just generate a variation remixed in the context of 3 random US states. Or I can just create a bizarre analogy for a busy New York professional type target audience. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna I'm going to generate a prompt of Igor in Canada targeted at somebody in New York, living, hustling away. Let's see. Igor is a high-powered executive in the corporate jungle of New York City. But he's in the secluded lake in Yukon territory. Okay, I don't know. Let's see how this performs. But basically, custom GPT like this, if I wanted to store this to my Notion database, no problem. I just type 2, hit enter, allow the action, and it's in there. It's using files. It's all built on this custom GPT generator that we talked about, okay? Yeah, there you go. We're going to confirm this. It's going to save it to my Notion database, these prompts. Then my team can keep working with it. This is how we work. We use a combination of ChatGPT. We use a combination of GPTs and Artflow and then Photoshop to kind of do the final touches, to do the text, to do edits. But basically, here you have that. New York analogy, not the best here. I would need to do some refinement. I didn't even read the prompt, but fair enough. I think you get the point. So this is how we integrate it. We combine, we combine keyboard shortcuts, actions, knowledge bases, custom instructions, and other applications like Artflow and others in our workflows to create results that otherwise, how long would this take? As somebody, let me tell you, as somebody who's learned Photoshop when I was 15, now I'm 30, so that's 15 years ago. Creating something like this in Photoshop, first of all, you need a reference image of the person in the right position, right? If you want to create this, you can't just have a headshot like this, like you're seeing me right now. So you kind of need this position. So you need to create those images. That takes a while. Then you need to cut out the person. Then you need to like transform the heads to fit. Then you need to blend them in. Then you need to do color correction, both for Luma and Chroma, so it fits the original image. And then you're set. And then your boss is like, oh yeah, that's not so good. Can you give me, 10 more variations? And then you're screwed. That's why Stable Diffusion is great, because you just use a GPT to create, variations. I don't know, I just hit one. It's going to use my knowledge base and code interpreter to give me 3 more variations based on different states in the US. And then you can just generate them here for each. Power of AI. Anyway, just wanted to quickly demo this to get things going. Let me catch up on chat. And with that being said, it's time to dive into GPT building, and it's time to dive into submissions. Agenda for today, very simple. We start with welcome music. That already happened. Then we go to GPT. Then we go to the art flow process and the thumbnail creation process, showing you kind of the GPT and the app that we use. And then we're moving on to the GPT building challenge. I'm gonna, recap what the challenge is about, and then we're gonna look at each submission that has some learning in it for you. So if you ever, enjoyed learning from this channel, then I think you'll absolutely love this, because now you're gonna be learning from some of the best people viewing this channel through my voice. Crazy stuff, very informative stuff. Then I'm going to give you some updates. Yeah, then we're going to announce the winners. That's going to be great. Those are the best ones. And then I'm going to give you some quick community updates, what we're doing there. A lot. We're building Unreal demos with multiple AI agents. We're having guest speakers like Javi Lopez from Magnific coming in 2 days, matter of fact, in the community, where we're just doing a lot. We're no code stuff. It's incredible. I just want to update you on that briefly. Then I'm going to update you on kind of the changing pricing as announced a week ago. And then, I don't know why I just did that. I'm just in a good mood today. I went kiting. Usually I'm in a good mood after I go kiting. It was wild, by the way. Holy moly. 32 knots wind. Waves taller than me. It was wild. I'm going again tomorrow. But either way, then in the end, I have a surprise for you. I'm going to show you something that we developed with the community and with a very talented prompt engineer that I've been collaborating with since quite a while. And it's a free GPT that we're releasing into the wilderness today. This has been in development since, 3-4 months. Internally, this is version 12, I think, 11, something like that. Externally, it's version 1.0 because it's clean, it's new. You're going to love it. If you're into GPT building, if you're into, using ChatGPT, you're going to love this one. I would bet you're going to love this one. So yeah, going to give that away for free. In the end, if you stick around for all this madness, all this learning, if you're going to stick around and listen to Igor blabber about large waves in Portugal. Let's see. Let me quickly catch up on chat, and let's get into the challenge and all the learnings from that, because there's a bunch. So let me see. Let me full screen myself, and let's see what chat has to say. Some great discussions between community members, YouTube community members. Oh, everybody talking about WWDC. In the end, we'll do Q&A, okay? Once I'm through with this, should take about an hour, I guess. We'll do Q&A. I just slow down a little bit. I'm high energy right now. Feeling stoked, excited about all this value that I'm about to, present to you. Should be good. But yeah, WWDC, very interesting. I don't know, there's so much hate. Where does the hate come from? I mean, the privacy aspect, huh? We'll talk about it in the end. But I think they handled the privacy aspect better than people would have expected. And it seems to line up some deeply technical people are, you know, confirming that it's everything they're promising. So we'll talk about that more later on, okay? Oh no, Pigeon saying, bro, I still have the new ChatGPT UI. Mine still has the old one, not the new bubbly, more conversational one. Ah, that's what you mean. You don't have that. Nobody has that, bro. Pigeon, my man, you're not alone. You're in good company. Matter of fact, you have 125 other AI enthusiasts that are bummed out on a daily basis, probably checking the ChatGPT app like I am. Still not there. Still not there. It's a real shame. I hope they ship it soon. Okay. Okay, good. This is a good intro question. This is a good intro question to transition us into the challenge and all the GPTs you guys have built. Onur is asking, might be a dumb question. No dumb questions here, Onur. Let me establish that. Except maybe the one in the intro, like why don't I have an AI girlfriend? Still, we'll still handle them, you know? So no dumb questions here. What is different GPTs? Wait, one more time. What is different GPTs? Why would you create different GPTs? Well, Onur, my friend, let me pull up my whiteboard. And yes, I brought a whiteboard. See, this is how serious I'm about this education here. We have a whiteboard. Just gotta make sure I don't use the permanent marker again. That happens way too often. All right, my man Onur, check it out. This beautiful whiteboard. It's not so white up here. Perfectionist in me needs to get rid of that. This, my friend, is all of GPT 4 and then, you know, the little O. This is all of GPT-4o knowledge. All of the internet, right? Sort of. Including YouTube, probably. Including comment sections, including blog posts, including everything you can find on Google. It's referred to as the wider internet. What exactly is in there? Nobody really knows, except some OpenAI employees. But it's basically everything humans came up with on the internet. Now, what is a GPT? What is a GPT? Is this. It's just one thing. So, and by that I don't mean it's just one like piece of the data. But like if you're interacting with GPT-4o, you can assume that it has knowledge of everything, and it's an assistant based on the context of everything. It's an universal assistant, okay? It's a very highly qualified and extremely not just well read, but like it's like a godly entity that had tens of thousands of years to read everything humans came up with on the internet. And now it's there to like answer questions. And with godly entity, I just mean like it had like a long lifespan. It's not, you know, super high IQ, but it just had a lot of time to read all the stuff on the internet people came up with. GPTs, not a universal assistant like that. GPTs is more like result. I'm actually coming up with this stuff as I go, but I think this is really great. It's getting you from, you know, the universal spot to a specific result. Specific. Okay? That's the key word here, my man Onur. GPTs are there for a specific purpose. It's not a universal assistant. It's an assistant for one damn task. Like I showed you, it's a prompt generator for images of Igor around the world for a custom model that uses the @Igor wording in it with these characteristics. It's a super specific, use case specific chatbot. That's what GPTs are. And that's why we've been building these since a while. Now, there's a lot of criticism, and it's all well-founded, you know, like other models may be better for some like niche use cases. Opus probably better for prompt engineering. Gemini probably better for, I'm kidding. It's actually, it is better for certain things. It is better for like writing in your own style, to be fair. You know, it's just kind of a meme at this point. Gemini. So, you know, there's some advantages to other models, but at the end of the day, a GPT is a specific use case. And that's what we'll be looking at. We have 15 different examples of specific use cases for you, how community members handle them, how they implement the specificity, how they implement the behavior that they want to alter of the GPT, okay? And what's cool about GPTs is that you can set them up in a way where it becomes really relatively intuitive for somebody who has never used ChatGPT to actually get great results. You can hide things behind hotkeys. You can implement any prompting techniques under the hood without them having to interact with it. That's why building GPTs is so great. But it's a bit tricky, huh? And that's why last week, matter of fact, when the GPT store came out, was that like a few months? 5 months? I don't know. Was it like January? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was late January. Anyway, when the GPT store came out, I released a video where it was like, hey, GPT store is here. By the way, I have no life and I spent the past few days engineering a prompt that helps you build GPTs from scratch that works better than what OpenAI has. And it does. I'll stand behind that. Always. This works so much better than what OpenAI has. It just does. Please. I'll fight you on that. Ooh, Gregory hitting us with the super chat. What's up? What's up, Gregory? Appreciate that. Thank you. Good to have you here. If you have a question, hit me up with it. But that's what a GPT is, okay? So basically, I showed you this GPT builder. Now we're recapping. Now we're transitioning into the knowledge part. Are you ready? All the people watching the recording like, just get to it, man. Patience is the key to life, my friend. Patience. And now a part of me just wants to sit here and like piss all the people off who are like, just get to it. Just want to sit here for like a minute. Not gonna do that. We're gonna get to it. Okay? What are we getting to? We're getting to GPT building. So last week, in January and last week and before, now on multiple occasions, I showed you this GPT builder. It's very simple. It's freely accessible. I share the link in the chat right now. By the way, if you enjoy it, please leave an honest rating. If you really like it, express your opinion. We would appreciate that. Feedback always welcome. But basically, you just start by building a GPT. You say, what's the goal? I don't know, mental health coach for busy YouTuber overwhelmed with all this AI craziness. Okay, that's fine. And then it creates it for me with 5 clarifying questions in between. You can always just say auto here. And then, auto P, doesn't matter. And then it automatically, I built a feature in there. It automatically just answers all the clarifying questions. And now we get 2 sections. And now basically you're speed running what we covered last time and in the videos. And then we get a communication sequence, which is basically a manual on how it interacts with the user. And then we get instructions down here, which are basically guidelines for how it should behave. This is where its behavior is programmed. This is where the communication sequence or the interaction with the user is programmed. It's one way to look at it. Then you get a little image for the GPT. You get a little title for it. It's the AI mental health coach, and you get a little description. You can copy this, and then here are all the instructions into a new GPT where you just say explore GPTs, create, and you just copy this over and you're ready to go. So these are the instructions, right? Boom, paste. This is the name, copy, paste. This is the description. And again, I'm just speed running everything we covered last time. You put it in here so everybody's on the same page here. And then we have a beautiful little image that it also generates for me, and a shout out to the best AI learning community on planet Earth, the AI Advantage community. Not sponsored. It is sponsored by us, by me. Great. So we have this upload photo. By the way, I'm a little hyper today. I gotta admit, like the beach, kite surfing always gets the best of me. Just upload this. What a great image. And I have my little AI mental health coach. Wait, I want the little applause thing. Great. So now that we have this, we could publish this. You can use this. You could refine it. You can add a conversational starter like, hey, I was at to add something, or let's start. And you're off to the races. So this is what we covered last time. I showed you this, okay? I showed all of you this, and I was basically like, guys, it's time for you to use it. And I issued a public challenge. I went ahead and I said, guys, and ladies, so many ladies here, actually. Ladies, it's great to have you around. Always bringing in some of the best feedback, to be honest. Everybody, I challenged everybody to create GPTs with this. And you guys did. You guys did. Some of them submitted, some of them slid into the emails and were like, hey, don't want to, publish it. Some people send me DMs on the community. Some people shared it publicly in the public challenge. Matter of fact, you can find a link. Is it in the description? I would need to double check, but I'll share the link in chat. You can find all of the public challenge submissions in the public area of our beloved community. What does it look like? It looks like this, right? Here are all the submissions we'll be spending the next probably 45 minutes talking about. Okay? Copy, paste. There's a link for you. There's a link for you. Excellent stuff. Okay. Gregory saying the meaning of life is 42. Yeah, that's a movie quote, right? No, actually, that's from. I didn't read the book, but that's a literary reference. The point is, okay, deep stuff here in the chat, but let's focus on what is happening in here. And what's happening here is all the submissions you guys sent in, okay? So much good stuff here. I looked at it all. The team looked at it all. There's some fantastic discussions happening in some of these comment sections here. Look at this. You can talk to the creators. You can talk to the team. You can talk to other people in here. Free account. You can just check this out. Everything I'll be talking about today, you can find in here. And if it's not here anymore, if you're, late to the party and you're watching this like 2 or 3 weeks from now, it's not going to be in here anymore. We probably moved it into the challenge archive. And we'll provide you with a separate file that includes all the learnings, all the building blocks, all the GPT links, everything I'll be showing you here. Mark Smith, what have you missed? Nothing really, just Igor talking nonsense for 15 minutes. Sort of. I showed you a technique, how we create our thumbnails, step by step. I speed ran the GPT creation process. I introduced the challenge, what it is about. A few more details about the challenge, matter of fact. You came just in time. It's going to be amazing. Speedy, yes, it's free. You can join this area of the community for free. This, public challenge area, chat, few guides and event recordings and stuff. And basically, what I challenge you to do is use the GPT creator, but there's some constraints, okay? Everything is fleshed out here, but the main part is that there's going to be, free prizes and a bonus prize, a yearly membership, 2 quarterly memberships, and 1 more quarterly membership for a fully custom GPT. Now, on the main competition, there's one constraint, where is it written out? Add only 1 building block to the instructions. It should roughly match the 11th of the other building blocks. Now, I realize this is tricky. Some people added 2 or 3. That's okay, but I'll be only judging 1, okay? So I'll be only judging 1. Some people did multiple submissions, which is fine. I think in the stream I said, up to 3 submissions. And we're going to be judging the creativity and the usefulness, but not the usefulness to everybody here, the usefulness to a specific person that might have that problem. Okay. So with that being said, we can get to looking at these. What do you think? Because there's many of them. People use the builder and they shared so many GPTs and so many instructions for GPTs. Like the variety here is just incredible. I think this is actually, I kite often. Not always am I this hyped. I'm kind of excited because literally there has been so much knowledge that has been openly shared by you. And I just gotta say, I'm kind of moved by the fact that you guys are willing to, publicly share what you guys have discovered and your own experiments and your own thoughts. Just being vulnerable like that in public is something you don't see every day, especially in everyday life. This is great. You guys are literally sharing your thoughts and your words in form of custom instructions for GPTs here. Now, let's get to this. Let me point out some of the ones that have been built here. Now, quick overview, and then we'll get into them one by one. Again, there's 15 of them, okay? Really great stuff. I'll just go in a random order here, okay? I'll just pick a few. There's a journey map creator that maps the customer journey step by step for whatever you're doing. It's an incredible concept. There's an escape room with random rules that are generated every single time you use the GPT, okay? I'm gonna full screen this because we're gonna pull these up one by one and we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna have a discussion about chat in them. Super excited for that. But basically there's an escape room that you can play where the rules are always random generated. It's wild. Then we have GPTs that help you manage specific illnesses in your life via diet. Then we have random infusion of emojis. We have the wildest building blocks. They're just like randomly add emojis here and there. We have another one that has a job matching algorithm. Now, doesn't work perfectly, but I think the idea there was incredible. We'll talk about this. Basically, the GPT is meant to find you your dream job, and you gotta just start by like uploading your CV, and then there's like a building block that links everything in your CV to other info you provided with, and then it kind of matches that and gives you a recommendation. Great stuff, right? Super interesting. Then we have another one that where it splits the character of the GPT into 3 parts, and then it basically I think it was Albert Einstein, Marie Curie. Is that how you pronounce it? Curie, I think. And then one more, I forgot. But basically, everything you type in, everything you brainstorm with it, it brainstorms from the 3 perspectives. But not just that. It brings it back together, and it gives you a resulting list of results from all those 3 perspectives debating it. Basically, a very simple agentic workflow for you right there. That was very interesting stuff. And much more. We have community members building very interesting stuff for their children. Or we also have had one very interesting one in here where I kind of like hopped in on the discussion. I believe it's this one. Christian here built a universal translator ahead of OpenAI. So they can't even ship. They're so slow at shipping that the AI Advantage community is rebuilding the tooling that they announced right here. Amazing. So guys, this should be very interesting. We'll be looking at everything I talked about and a few more. Actually, there's going to be like a 15 in total we'll be looking at. So let's just get into it, shall we? I need to take a sip of water because this is about to get interesting. And by the way, I'm very much looking forward to your thoughts here too, okay? This should, like, sure, it's a live stream. It's sort of a monologue, but it's not really a monologue because there's a chat that I'm watching every single second. Every time you see me look here, I'm looking at chat, okay? This is my main screen where we'll be doing the work. This is, I don't know, the camera. But here's the chat. Here are you guys. So anytime you have thoughts, anytime you have feedback, anytime you have questions, please share them. Also, what's up with this like philosophical discussion here in chat? That's refreshing. I like it. So, yeah, okay. I'm just doing a final review of everything here. Everything in place. Looks good. We have this one. Shall we start here? We can just start here. Okay, so these are going to be in complete random order. Okay, so as I'm done with this, I'm going to announce the winners. But now it's about learning. Let's get into this, shall we? So, Franco, that also joined the community recently, and this is going to be a mix of, you know, community members and external members. We open this up to everybody. Basically, Franco created something super interesting here, and had some. He had many custom blocks here, but yes. I remember. So I have there's so many of these. This one is. Yeah, okay, so this was the learning assistant. Okay. I was just getting a bit lost in my organization here. This is a learning assistant. You can try it out in here, okay? Again, you can find all of these in here. You just have to look at the Feynman Mastery. There you go. It's right in here. So Franco shared this with us, and there's so many interesting building blocks that are in here, kind of in between. Now, the only kind of like thing is that there's so many custom building blocks that it doesn't really qualify for the main challenge of like add one building block, right? Because most of the stuff is custom. I just really wanted to highlight this because there's things like gap identification. There's things like reiteration and refinement, where Franco puts the GPT in sort of a loop where it should recheck what it has been doing. Okay. Interesting. Okay, just the chat is a bit distracting. Moderators, please, you know, keep things in order. But basically, there's some building blocks that we know and love that we talked about last time, like the interactive learning block. But also things like this. The chatbot encourages the user to refine their explanation. Try explaining the concept again with the new information. It's all about practice. You can add little phrases and little behavioral instructions like this here and there. But what I really like this is this building block, gap identification, okay? And I'll be highlighting specific building blocks, and then in the end, in the document where we'll compile it all together for you, you'll have every kind of like exceptional building block that I'll be talking about in the database for you. So right now you can just listen, and then you can check in. We'll send it out via email. We'll have it in this live stream's description, all that good stuff. But basically, I really enjoyed this particular building block from Franco. And you know what? Let me actually take a breather here. And let's get into the teaching mode. This was all fun and games so far, but we're about to get serious. So, you know, if you want, you can join me. One deep breath. Let's learn.
Okay, let's go.
It's gotta have that guy in there. Always, always. Okay, so gap identification. What is this about? It's about looking at the inputs from the user and then identifying gaps in it. Now, this is something I haven't used before myself, but you could define what a gap is, right? If you have a tutor GPT, right? And sometimes I'll just be going off and sharing my thoughts with you here and there. This is what I'm talking about, okay? Gap identification. You can define what a gap is, and then you can include a building block in your GPT where it is looking for gaps. So you can look in gaps in knowledge in a specific domain, for example. So let's say you're teaching a specific skill, maybe the skill of, I don't know, playing the drums, just because I've seen Whiplash recently. And there's certain techniques and there's certain progressions that you kind of need to master, right? So one thing that you could set this up to do is for example, like when you start playing the drums, you start with just playing the basic notes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, you know, there's double time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this translates to all the entire drum kit, right? So you could say, look for gaps in the basics of drumming, and then you can use the particular vocabulary that I don't have right now because I haven't been playing the drum. I've been playing for 4 years, but it's been forever. But you could define the gap as mistakes in the very basics, right? And then as something like GPT-4o with the voice assistant that is yet coming listens to your session and tutors you through the session, it can always be in this little loop of checking for gaps where you define the gap as to be the very basics. So even if you play a more complex set, if you mess up on the basics, it would remind you with a building block like this. So this is what I mean, you know, by building blocks. It's like a lot of these are inspirations that you can like take and then run with and implement into your solutions. And we're gonna have 15 of these today. Okay. So I thought this was very interesting. You can define what the gaps are. This is a great little building block for educational GPTs. And a few more things here, like this additional engagement with a variable in it. Let's test your understanding with a few questions. Can you answer this question? You could then add them in here. This is great stuff. Simple GPT, expanded, meaningfully expanded, okay? There's a few more things here. Yes, here, adaptive learning paths. Create personalized learning paths based on user progress, providing foundational resources when necessary. So this is fantastic for a tutor, for a beginner level tutor. And this is where I would encourage you, if you're building tutors, make them even more specific, make them specific to the level of the user. As we talked about, like if, you know, ChatGPT is a universal assistant and then the GPT is a super specific assistant, then if you're building a GPT tutor, make him customized to the level, because you don't want to be defining learning paths if you're at an intermediate level, right? So I don't know. This is what I wanted to share with you so far. I'm just kind of going randomly through my list here. Thank you so much, Franco, for submitting this. You can try this GPT down below. You can leave your thoughts in the comment section. Yeah, this is just a very interactively designed GPT that is going to go ahead and it's going to be more of as a learning partner rather than just somebody standing over your shoulder or watching you. A lot of interactive, like all the interactive building blocks we have in the builder and many more integrated here. Gap detection and adaptive learning paths and user-guided decision-making and a few more. Everything set up so this is as interactive as possible. If you're building something like educational, you will want to have a look at what Franco did here. Fantastic stuff. Move in on to the next one. And again, I need to draw. Okay, perfect. We'll do it like this. So this time we'll be looking at a very interesting one, okay? So this one is from Faya Monkey Records, I suppose, right here. Thank you so much for submitting, Faya. And guys, this thought and the implementation of this thought is a very interesting one. What Faya did here is she integrated 3 personas into one GPT, and she hosts a debate between them. But usually when that happens, you know, how often do you guys use it? There's like the whole process of like generating the debate and then like reading the debate and then like drawing conclusions from the debate. Let me show you what happens if you just try Faya's GPT here. Okay, chat. Random question. Oh, wait, this is perfect. A random question just popped up. This is as random as it gets. Do you know anything about AI tables? Perfect. Tone Mind, you're coming in clutch here. Thank you so much for the random question. So Faya's GPT, let's have a look what it knows about. Do you know anything about AI tables? I don't. I'm not sure what exactly you mean, but what do you mean by AI tables? Could you maybe define that, Tone Mind? Would appreciate that. Anyway, back to this GPT. So it uses 3 different personas, right? You have Albert Einstein, Alan Turing, and Ada Lovelace. And then what it does is it generates kind of viewpoints on all of them. Now, I'm not sure GPT knows what AI tables are. Hey, Gerhard, welcome back. But basically, it takes all these 3 perspectives and then it summarizes them for you. I think it's just confused by this question because I'm also confused by this question. I'm not exactly sure. So like, how should I navigate life as a young adult that spends way too much time on my phone, right? A common problem these days. Let's just throw it at it and see what it comes up with. So again, it spawned Albert Einstein, Aristotle, and Marie Curie with 3 different approaches. So usually if you do this, it would take a while, right? You would need to generate the various answers. You would need to like either create different GPTs and then mention them and have them talk to each other. You could create a prompt where you get all the viewpoints. I really liked what happens here because it's for the lazy ones like me. And it goes ahead, or specific questions, It gives you the conclusions here at the bottom, okay? So you don't need to look at the whole discussion. It doesn't even like reveal, like usually these discussions get super long, but I really like this because with this GPT, you can just go ahead, throw a problem at it, and you get 3 completely different perspectives right here. So what does Albert think? My man Albert, what does he think about this problem? This, matter of fact, quite serious problem. He thinks you need to identify patterns. Identify phone usage patterns, use apps that track your screen and highlight the most time-consuming activities. Okay, then you have to set goals. Establish clear, achievable goals for reducing your screen time. For example, aim to cut down social media use by 30 minutes per day. Great and very rational, analytical advice that uses frameworks. Fantastic. So let's see what we get from Aristotle, aka the philosophical perspective. Embrace the principle of moderation. Reflect on how much time on your phone is necessary for productivity and social connections versus how much is excessive. Self-discipline, meaningful activities, great stuff. This is not an analytical approach, right? It's more grounded, I would say. And then we have the scientific approach down here. Let's see what we get here. Tech-free zones, digital detoxes, healthy habits, understand the impact. So like if you understand it more, you might like change your behavior. I don't think this is how humans work, but fair enough. This is the scientific approach, right? So fantastic stuff. These are workflows, and then here are the implementations. All of this is kind of like very actionable. This is stuff you can bring to a discussion. This is not them just pondering the thought and like sitting there and thinking about it for for 2 minutes, right? And then you have to read all of it. I think this is really great. I think this is a real time saver. And then you can go ahead and you could say something like, okay, that is interesting, but what about what do we want? What kind of perspective would be interesting? Give me now do it with Schopenhauer, and then do it with I don't know, Freud, and then do it with you know what? Let's do Adler rather. More of a fan. And then let's do it with Jordan Peterson, I suppose. I don't know. Just 3 random names that came to mind. And it's going to, yeah, take Albert Einstein. He's going to split himself into 3 instances. And then you get the various perspectives right here. What a great implementation. This workflow is usually quite cumbersome. I know that I'm, pinning this GPT. This is great. For whatever you're doing, brand new approach to things. Let's move on to the next one. But yeah, I mean, seriously, good job, Fire. This is very interesting. Here you have the different perspectives. So you have Adler's perspective. You need to engage in activities that enhance your social connection. So any problem that you have here, you can throw it at the historical grades and they will give you actionable, either workflows to navigate through it or implementations and reflections. So it's very action-oriented. It's very like results-oriented. That's what we like to do in this on this channel. Yeah, exactly. Gerhard, you could like throw the problems that your 10-year-old is facing at it, and it's going to come up with, Albert is going to split himself into 3 personalities. Very interesting indeed. Moving on to the next one. So this was the Teamwork GPT. Right, we have more. This was like 2 out of 15, okay? So stick around for more of it. Let's have a look at the next one. I'll just kind of randomly select one here. Let's go with Pedro. So Pedro just got into GPT building. By the way, this is what I love to see the most, because Pedro has a lot of domain knowledge when it comes to health, nutrition, and workout. Matter of fact, he's an author of a book about how to work out properly, from what I gathered here. And he's building one of his very first, if not the very first GPT, okay, with the GPT Builder. This is what the GPT is made for. And Pedro did something very cool, in my opinion. He combined what he's passionate about with what he cares about in his private life. So he combined what he's passionate about in his career with what he cares about. He's passionate about both health, but also Dragon Ball. So that's why he created the personal trainer Goku. And there's actually, and I have to admit, I watched so much, but Dragon Ball kind of just missed me as a kid. I'm sorry, I was more of a One Piece guy. I don't know, just kind of missed me. I learned German from SpongeBob. I watched One Piece a lot. I watched many other shows, played many games, but Dragon Ball, I don't know. I think the character's amazing, but I just never binged it. Anyway, I thought it was always cool. Always, the big boss fights. And then it gets stuck on one frame for 20 seconds. It's like, oh, I'm going to destroy you. And then he sits there. And then the boss is like, no, you're not. Anyway, so I've watched some. But what he did here is he combined these two, okay? And there's 2 interesting building blocks that I want to point your attention towards. First of all, he included an Easter egg. Where are the gamers here in chat? Anybody, are you guys familiar with what an Easter egg is? I know all the gamers know it. I don't know if other people actually, if this is common knowledge. An Easter egg is a hidden goodie, a hidden functionality that does something unexpected usually. I don't know, that's my definition. What does Urban Dictionary say about Easter eggs? A hidden item placed in a movie, TV show, or otherwise visual media for close watchers. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So he included a little Easter egg. When the user asks, want to know how a Saiyan, do I say that correctly? How a Saiyan, Super Saiyan, I think, how a Saiyan trains? Response, a Saiyan always prioritizes form over load. A Saiyan is always humble and if required, asks for help. And for the most important part, a Saiyan is consistent with the workout. So it's a little Easter egg. And I'm not showing this off so you improve your GPTs with this Saiyan training advice. I'm showing it to you as a framework that you can use. You can include Easter eggs. You can trigger hidden interactions when the user uses a specific phrase, right? I think this is something I haven't thought of before. Heck, I know very well about Easter eggs. I didn't think about including them in GPTs. Matter of fact, I might start doing that from here on out. Just super kind of very simple but interesting idea behind this building block. I wanted to share this, and there's one more thing I wanted to share with you, and it's the motivational messages. And this one is also motivational messages. There you go. This one is very universal on the other hand. I think you might want to include this in many GPTs. This is just to show that you can infuse certain phrases in the GPT's answers at a random pace, okay? So you can give it a list of, here there's 2 messages, but you could give it a list of, 15. Very simply, you would just format it like so. If I create a new chat, we have this, such as, and then do colon, then do this, and then you could structure it something like this. Very simple. We don't even need the quotation marks here if we do a list like this. And then you can include multiple messages here. And it will just kind of, the Salt Bay meme where he just sprinkles the salt over his, of course, you know it. You could do that with various messages on your GPT interactions, okay? You just sprinkle them all over it. And I think this might be an interesting concept to give it a little bit of flair, a little bit of randomness. There's only so much you can achieve by defining the voice and the tone of the GPT, but you can kind of go the next step by adding a building block that adds random phrases here and there. I just thought that was interesting and worth sharing. Yeah, great job, Pedro. Way to go, man. Like, you just build your first workout assistant GPT. Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much for sharing. And thank you for sharing your ideas for Easter eggs and random phrases in there. These are things you guys can build into your GPTs. Okay, then we have another one. And this one is from Pranjal, I believe. Guys, so the formatting here, it's all one wall. But there's one thing in here. I was playing with every single one of these GPTs that you guys submitted here. I took a close look, and also the team took a close look at all of your submissions, okay? There's actually something very interesting in here, although the formatting is, not perfect. Pranjal built a very specific tutorial inside of a GPT. I thought that is a thought worth sharing. That's why I'm doing that right now. So if you put the instructions in here or into a GPT, you will see what this does for you. It's a step-by-step tutorial on how to build your own WordPress site. And it's all built in here. Isn't that kind of cool? I don't know. I haven't seen this done before. I mean, maybe I have, but it's good to, I love this idea, Imagine, think about the context of a company and a new employee coming in and him getting all these SOPs. Why isn't there a little GPT for some of the SOPs where the step-by-step process is done in here, especially if it's linked to something with AI? It should absolutely be inside of ChatGPT. The new employee will get used to this interface as they progress through the training. I can totally see this being implemented in very smart ways. But as you can see here, it guides you through the whole thing step by step. You can, any process you have, Davey B asking how do I create thumbnails, you want to go back to the beginning of the stream. It's recorded, by the way. You can check it out later on. I started the stream with kind of showing my process with a custom GPT and the app that, generates custom images. But basically, there you go, a step-by-step guide, a detailed step-by-step guide on how to get all of this done. In other words, I just wanted to show you this capability of you can include any step-by-step tutorial inside of a GPT and then use all the other capabilities you have in here along the way. Some people so lazy they still won't learn. Absolutely. That's just true. They'll wait until GPT can do these steps for them. That's true. But that's not the people that are here, right? We all want to learn and see what this can do and then use it to our very own advantage. Fair enough. So I just thought this was interesting. Wanted to briefly share with you that, also this can be done. You can have specific tutorials inside of ChatGPT. Great. Next one. So this is turning into sort of a use case stream, huh? Stuff you could do. I like it. You guys seem to like those. So we're doing more of those. Okay. Let's pick out this one. Gerhard. Gerhard is also in chat right here. Gerhard Christandl right there. And Gerhard built a very useful GPT to him. Can you make it sound like Yoda? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's a great comment, Gerhard. That was a missed opportunity. Matter of fact, done. But from here on out, answer in the style of Yoda. Sorry for jumping around. We'll get to Gerhard's StoryTime Magic right here. Done, you have. Good. Yeah, there you go, Yoda. But Gerhard basically built a GPT that helps him create stories for his 11-year-old, I believe. Yes, that's what it is. And here's the thing. Here's also a thing like that I haven't considered, just because like I don't have kids or I don't create GPTs for kids. And there's one really interesting thing in here that I wanted to highlight with Gerhard's GPTs. He included content restrictions. This is the building block he added, okay? Avoid political topics, discriminatory content, and any subjects that may not be age appropriate. So he's extending the red tape that OpenAI has put around some of the data, some of the topics, okay? Now, you know, usually people are in favor of kind of like reducing the censorship, but if you're reading and creating stories for your 11-year-old or whatever other context where, you know, restriction might be a good idea, you can always extend the censorship like this. Like, ChatGPT is not just going to avoid political topics overall. It's going to avoid generating deepfakes. It's going to avoid giving spicy takes on popular politicians. But look at this, like content restrictions. You can restrict stuff more. So very simple, you know, some of these points, they're not like these elaborate, like 1 hour long lectures on like what to add, but just consider that you can add more restrictions to your GPTs. And if you're creating a storyteller for your kids, you might just want to do that. And there's even like a process to like generating the story. I thought this was interesting too. Gerhard, also, if you have anything else to share here. He's saying it's a bit hit and miss. 5 out of 10 instances, it generates the image. Let's see if we get one of those. Okay, that's a ChatGPT type of mistake. Let's see. You choose the lazy option. Yes. How long should the story be? Yes, yes. Perfect. Okay, we're just creating a random story here. Let's see if we get the image. Gerhard said 5 out of 10. And then we're moving on to the next one. But interesting, right? You can restrict. You can restrict things even further if you want to. Where is my image? I'm not even sure if it's time for the image yet, but there we go. It's creating the image. Let's get a little story time image, and then let's move on to the next one. Let me pick the next one in between. Aww, Bella the bunny. And an enchanted forest. Excellent stuff. Okay. Oh, okay. So moving on to the next one here. Gerhard, thank you so much for submitting. Great stuff. I hope your kids are enjoying the GPT. Next one, Ruben. He actually shared 2 versions of this. One where just one building block is modified, and one where he modified multiple things. Some interesting things in here, okay? Some things I haven't considered before. Let's have a look. First of all, we talked about this. I talked about this in the video, you know, 5 GPT prompts that 99% don't know, I think. One of the prompts was just this very basic but very essential, you know, ask me clarifying questions that are relevant to what you're doing. Something along the lines of that. And basically, Ruben went ahead and he built this into the GPT. This is just one of few things I want to highlight here. I think Ruben did 3 interesting things here. Yes, yes, yes. Let's do this. Clarifying questions. Here, this building block, right at the top of the instructions. Before starting, ask me clarifying questions that will help you complete your task. Very simple. But just keep in mind, you can always keep this in here. Now, this might be better suited in the communication sequence. I think I also left some feedback there. But I think this is a great step. This is a step that I have in my GPT Builder, right? As you have seen It first asks for the purpose, and then it gives you 5 clarifying questions. I picked the categories for those clarifying questions. They're not random. There are categories that matter the most to GPT building, as in my experience and my research. But like this is a good one that you can always add to your communication sequence. So as you can see, we're creating a big list of building blocks that you could be adding to your GPTs right here. Next one, story and folklore database. Interesting, look at this. Always use stories that are linked to Japan's history or folklore to express popular Japanese morals and virtues. I love it. It turns it into more of a storyteller. By the way, I just realized I forgot to highlight what this does. It basically is a personalized Japanese cocktail maestro. So it helps you pick Japanese cocktails and create Japanese cocktails. It gives you recipes and helps you along the journey. Now, I think this is really sweet because I can see so many situations where this is useful. We're infusing a little bit of history. We're infusing a little bit of Japanese morals and virtues in between. Can be a great asset. You could add this not just to GPTs. You can add these building blocks to your prompts, right? Maybe you have a blog writing prompt and you want it to be more grounded in history. You want more of the Japanese morals and virtues to be present in the writing, right? So when you're defining the style, you could go beyond defining the tone, the voice, the sentence structure. You could go beyond giving it examples of how you write. You could add something like this too. You should tell it, and here and there, insert, or like every 2 paragraphs, insert a Japanese virtue somehow, right? And it will just randomly insert that. Now, some might work, some might not. You know, it's prompt engineering. There's going to be trial. It's ChatGPT, essentially. There's going to be trial and error involved in implementing that. But I thought this was an interesting one that you should be aware of. Let's move on to the next one, which is improved talking points. Yes. Improve talking points in here. Also interesting. Improve a did you know section at the end of your update. This section would give 5 interesting trivia information related to the ingredients or brands of the spirit liquor. So again, this is sort of a building block that just enhances the user experience, but it doesn't do it in an explicit way. It doesn't say, hey, add these 5, pieces of, interesting trivia informations. It doesn't say that explicitly. It taps into the intelligence, into the knowledge that you have at your disposal. Remember? Where's my whiteboard? There's a lot of information in ChatGPT. All of the internet is in here, okay? And you can access it. And you could randomly infuse it into separate messages, at the end of the conversation. You have all the facts that you can access for ChatGPT there at all times. You need to become cognizant of that. And then, and only then, can you start utilizing it to your advantage. Then you can start doing and crafting little building blocks like this, where you say, just do a did you know section, and you don't even need to provide examples because you know that ChatGPT has this knowledge and you just tap into it. Great stuff. Thank you so much, Ruben. Great submissions right here. Now moving on to the next one, there's a whole lot more. How many more? We're not even halfway through here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We did 1/3. Okay, so let's speed up a little bit, shall we? Okay, let's look at Marcus's GPT. So Marcus, one of the OGs of the community, been here from day one. Marcus didn't even bother including the instructions. He's just like, I just want to share what I did. Oh wait, did he add them now? Oh yeah. So he didn't use the GPT Builder. He just wanted to show what he built himself, and that is fantastic too. It's always welcome. But basically, he shared a solution here to a very tricky problem, right? And the tricky problem, and maybe Marcus is even here. If you're here, you'll leave comments in chat for sure. But basically, Meniere's disease, something I wasn't aware of, but it's a chronic condition affecting the inner ear, leading to episodes of vertigo, tinnitus, hearing loss, and feeling of fullness in the ear. Named after a French physician, and so on. Okay, so this is the disease, okay? Now, there's solutions to this that are not pharmaceutical, right? There's solutions to this like diet. And this GPT is basically set up to help people that have Meniere's disease. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Either way, people who have this disease with diet rather than pharmaceutical solutions and drugs, right? Now, look, I'm not recommending you rely upon ChatGPT as your medical professional. Always consult a medical professional, right? But I just think it's interesting that you can do things like this that are a bit more esoteric and a bit more like unexpected. You could tap into this like wide knowledge that GPT has and get recommendations, right? These are recommendations. They're not prescriptions. But look at that. Chef Meniere has proven to be a valuable tool in managing my Meniere's disease. By leveraging the power of GPT technology, I've been able to maintain a strict low-sodium diet, which has significantly reduced my vertigo attacks and improved my overall well-being. ChatGPT, thank you. The added capabilities such as daily sodium tracking, barcode scanning, and the potential of building a community sharing platform can make it an even more comprehensive and supportive tool for others managing the same condition. I believe this case study highlighting the potential of custom GPTs to make a meaningful difference in health management. Fantastic. He even presented it to some specialists at a UK hospital who are guiding him. They found the GPT to be innovative and have asked me to monitor and record its effectiveness. Great stuff. Look at that. You can do super innovative stuff like this. Again, recommendations, right? Know the limitations of these tools. Don't, just don't be stupid. Don't take this verbatim. It's a recommendation, but it knows so much about nutrition. It knows more about nutrition than I do, and probably most people in here, right? That's just assuming who hangs out in a stream looking at ChatGPT building blocks on a Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening. Probably people who are into tech. Probably people who care about GPTs. I don't know. Maybe I'm just drawing conclusions based on myself, but I'm very much order everything type of guy. So I could use something like this. I could use a GPT that helps me kind of manage my diet a little better. I thought this was very interesting. Wanted to share this. A few more interesting ones right here. Okay, let me just mark this one as covered. Perfect. This one. How about this one? Let's reset the room. Okay, everybody. Didn't you ever think to yourself? Yeah, probably not. That's kind of a freaky thought. But have you ever considered how interesting it would be to talk to yourself in 40 years? Well, you can't really do that. But you can sort of do it. Hey, what's up, dog? You can do this. Okay, it's inspired. So Christian Graham shares that it's inspired by this article and a research paper that is all about future you. A conversation with an AI-generated future self reduces anxiety, negative emotions, and increases future self continuity. And he attempted to rebuild this experience inside of a GPT. Now, this is one of those where we don't have the instructions and stuff. Sure, you could extract them and stuff. But anyway, the point is this. The point is there's a GPT that Christian shared with us that he built where you can talk to your future self. Isn't this great? Isn't this super interesting? Now, all the links are available here in the community. You can just go to his post. This is all publicly available. And you can go and try it out yourself. Shall we try it? This might take a minute, but please answer a few questions to create a realistic... I need to tell about my life. I'll say Igor, 30, Mr. I don't know, where do you live? Lisbon. Creating generative AI content on... Occasional content on YouTube, newsletter, and the rest I'm just gonna let it, auto assume, so we don't spend too much time here. Okay, it's gonna make assumptions, and I'm just gonna do this a few more times. Obviously, if you're doing this, you want to answer these questions to have them. Or matter of fact, you know what I could do? I could just use my personal custom instructions. Aha, these are coming in clutch yet again. Yeah, let me do that. Let me just do this. You know what? I'm just going to post it in here. Boom. This is way more details. These are way more details. Perfect. Yeah, I'm not going to answer all that right now. But that's interesting, right? Speedy, that's one way to gather data. Yeah, fair enough. But the GPT creator doesn't get it, right? Just OpenAI, so same old worries. Teams accounts are opted out of data sharing, I think, but still, that's still imperfect. Actually, we can talk about that, but like the Apple stuff looks really promising. I'm serious. Some people who are way smarter than me when it comes to all this technical stuff seem to like confirm that this is like a first in terms of, cloud computing, and that it is actually secure and anonymous, but we can talk about that later on. So there you go. So here it makes the assumptions. Now, would you like the GPT to act as a supportive listener, provider of coping strategies, someone else? I don't know. Just a kind of wise oracle. I don't know. And then you can talk to yourself, essentially. Cool little use case, isn't it? I mean, it's just an idea that flows so well, right? I like these ideas where, if I leaned outside of the window. By the way, this is kind of my secret to YouTube. If you want to hear it. The ideas for the videos have to be so good that if you just lean out of the window and you just shout it at a random person on the street, there's got to be a good chance that they won't just like run away and think you're a weirdo, right? Because if you're because look at the channel, like the most popular video, right? Do you want to learn how to use ChatGPT in 2 minutes, right? If you take that as an example, that resonates with a lot of people, right? You're going to find some people who are like, wait, what? Like, okay, interesting, right? If you shout a bad idea at them, 10 out of 10 people are just going to run, and you can kind of like, I don't know if you have, I guess, yeah. That is a good way to evaluate like good ideas. And this idea is like, would you want to talk to your future self in 40 years? Right? Like you can talk to your future self in 40 years right now. Are you interested? Some people would say yes, right? It's kind of a good razor, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. So now it embodies this and and now you can talk to it. It gives you questions. It's conversational, and you can do this. So again, I just wanted to share this. Links are in the community. Fantastic stuff. Or in the description below if I don't know, if you're watching this in like July or later. Okay, interesting. Future you. Thank you so much, Christian, for sharing this. Thank you for sharing your inspirations too and the GPT you build. Great stuff. By the way, if you have comments or you want to like just say thank you, you can always do this in the comment section here, right? You can just create a free account in 3 seconds and boom, you can interact here. Great. So this has been that one. I have one more. This one is a bit random, okay? This was like a very philosophically interesting one. This next one from Levi or Levy. Man, this one is kind of fun. It's quite simple. Look at that. Instructions, communication sequence. What this one does is it puts you in an escape room and it randomly generates all the rules every time. So again, I thought this is one worth sharing and one worth talking about because it just randomly generates all the ideas. How cool is that? Okay. You can just copy this stuff, just go into ChatGPT, create a new chat, put it in here. I think, was there a GPT link? Oh yeah, there's a GPT link. We can just play it. My bad. Let's just do this. There we go. If you could redo your life and not want to change a thing, that is the ultimate benchmark. Jonathan, I could talk about that for hours. That's a great point, and I think I actually really disagree. I think matter of fact, and this is something that I arrived at like a few months ago. I personally, just my opinion, I think it's okay to have regrets. I think the only way to not have regrets is if you never take action. And then you're going to have the worst type of regrets. I think it's okay to have regrets. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to sacrifice things that you actually care about and you know you're going to regret it later on. But I think there's reasons that are like significant enough for you to live your life in a way where you're making decisions that you will regret later. I don't know. But it depends, right? It depends what you consider like a higher good. Right? If I don't know, that's a whole different discussion. But like, yeah, good points. Always good points in this chat. Love this stuff. Okay, back to the mini escape room. I want to play a random mini escape room. Yep. So this is great. Look at that. Levy, thanks for sharing this. This is a really fun one. So there you go. She even said herself that, you know, she hasn't won it a single time yet. So this is really hard. Look at that. For everyone who loves escape rooms, to make it more engaging, it's trained to kill you off in funny ways if you act stupidly. You can of course do stupid stuff on purpose. I guess there even may be a way to solve one of the rooms. I just never made it. I always die. Chat, shall we play? Shall we play? This could be our next like warm-up game. I love this stuff. So now I spawned a philosophical discussion in chat. Guys, let's play escape room. Let's play escape room. We can do this in the end. Which ones of these do you want? 1, 2, or 3? First number in chat decides. Okay. The air is cold and you can hear the faint sound of dripping. Okay, you wake up in a dimly lit room with stone walls. The air is cold and you can hear the faint sound of dripping water. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, you notice 3 objects in the room. A rusty old key on a wooden table, a cracked mirror on the wall, a heavy ancient book on a pedestal. What do you do first? 1, 2, or 3? Inspect the key. Do you look into the mirror on the wall or do you open the ancient book on a pedestal? Speedy saying 3. Okay, we do 3. Let's play this. This shouldn't take too long, right? Like Levy said, like she dies every time. So let's do this. So you approach the heavy ancient book on the pedestal. The cover is made of worn leather and it feels cold to the touch. You open the book and it creaks ominously. The pages are filled with strange symbols and eerie illustrations. Suddenly you hear... Ooh, wait, can I... Wait, do I have a... Oh, yes, I do. Suddenly you hear a low growl behind you. You turn around to see a shadowy figure emerging from the darkness. It's a spectral guardian summoned by the book's opening. I will get you. First time this filter's coming in handy, nice. What do you do? Try to communicate with the guardian, close the book and run to the key, or smash the mirror to use a shard as a weapon. Ooh, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? First message here. Gets it. So do you try to communicate with the guardian that has a voice like this? Do you close the book and run to the key? What do you do? Let me know. What would I do? I think I would close the book and run to the key. It seems like the book opening is kind of... The book opening kind of caused this. Cafecom Invacao, I'm sure how to pronounce, says smash. Niklas also says free. Okay, smash the mirror. We're going aggro. Okay, so we smash the mirror to use the shard as a weapon. Let's see how this goes. You quickly grab a nearby object and smash the mirror, shattering it into pieces. You pick up a sharp shard, ready to defend yourself. As you turn to face the spectral guardian. By the way, anybody tuning in, we're looking at various GPTs and building blocks that you can include in your GPTs. This is a unique one that randomly generates rules, and we're just quickly playing it. So let's see how does this go. You pick up a sharp shard, ready to defend yourself. As you turn to face the spectral guardian, you notice that the broken mirror has revealed a hidden passageway behind it. Nice. Okay, however, the guardian lunges towards you, its ghostly form flickering in the dim light. You have only moments to react. What do you do? Niklas, what do you do? I want to hear from you in chat, man. You made a great decision last time. We rely upon Niklas here in the community. Man, what does your intuition tell you? Do you fight him off with the shards? Do you like stick to the plan? Or do you run into the hidden passageway? I think if life presents you with a hidden passageway, you take the hidden passageway. That would be my take. But try to distract the guardian with the key. I don't know if that... Creating DALL-E free images for each? Yeah, unfortunately, can't create free images. Yeah, that'd be so cool, right? Where it's like an interactive thing. Yeah. He says one fight. Niklas is set up. Okay. He's a man of principle. He's sticking to his guns. He took the shard to fight. He's sticking with it. Okay, with the mirror shard in hand, you bravely face the spectral guardian. You swing the shard at the guardian, but it passes through its ghostly form without causing any harm. That's not good, Niklas. The guardian's eyes glow with a menacing light and it raises its hand. Suddenly, a burst of icy wind envelops you, freezing you in place. You try to move, but your limbs are locked in a sheet of ice. The guardian lets out a chilling laugh as the ice encases you completely.
Night plus. Gotcha, bitch.
Soon you are nothing more than a frozen statue. A warning to any future adventurers who dare to challenge the room secrets. Man! Rest in peace, Night man. We should have fought him, man. There was a secret passageway. Now, if we were cheating, we could edit this, you know, but like, nope, not happening. So we lost. That was kind of fun though, right? Guys, Levy, thank you so much for sharing this. Amazing stuff. Some other people here loving it too. This was really fun. Yeah. Okay, great stuff. Let's move on to the next one. Thank you for submitting this one. Also, just, you know, before we move on, first of all, I'm going to miss that monster voice. Heck, how do I integrate that meaningfully? That was great. But there's some interesting stuff in here. So like these consequence guidelines, look, there's random rule generation here, escape room rules. There are no rules. You make the rules. You are the master of escape rooms. You've built escape rooms for 40 years. You know everything about escape rooms. The user will have the best escape room experience of his life with you. You know, handing it over to ChatGPT. Interesting. And then consequence guidelines also well written here. Very inspirational stuff in this one too. Lovely. Levy, thank you so much. Here's another GPT. So now we're looking at kind of like the GPTs that have been shared. This is the journey map creator that has been shared by Christian. Wait. Yes. Did Christian submit 2 GPTs? I think he did. Yeah, you can. Yeah, he did 2 interesting ones. The future you and also this journey mapping. By the way, you know, he took the opportunity to also share the Medium article here. But, you know, I thought it was a great GPT. Shout out to Christian's article here. Feel free to check that out. I believe the GPT link was somewhere in here. Wait, I have to enter GPTs here at the bottom. The journey map creator. You can access it like so. Now, this is great for anybody who's as business minded as me, enjoys creating things. We create, like for any creators out there, basically, whether you're an entrepreneur, you're a content creator, or you just enjoy woodworking, whatever it might be, we create for others, right? That's the whole point. If I were to create for myself, where's the fun in that? We create for others. But the problem is there's only so much empathy you can have for somebody else's situations. That's why, you know, common wisdom in startup land is like it all begins with the customer's journey. What are their needs? What problems are they experiencing? And how are we going to solve these, right? So, Misha sharing, I'm pretty self-absorbed. Talking to myself is awesome. Thank you for this fantastic comment, Misha. Well, I appreciate your honesty. I mean, fair enough. Yeah, I always like that comment of like, I like talking to myself. At least I'm in good company. It's also funny. I think both can be true. It's fair. But anyway, I think like, especially like creation really like gathers meaning when you do it for other people. And this journey map creator, I thought this was particularly great because let's say, you know, you have a AI educational YouTube channel. Now, it might be a little kind of like, it's not intuitive to figure out how people go through discovery, how they feel along the way, how they feel when they discover more videos. This thing does it for you. So let's just give it some info on me. Again, my personal custom instructions, love having those. Here's just like some info on me. And then now it creates a journey map in becoming a pivotal resource for generative AI education. What we're attempting here, right? So here it begins. And I think this is great. Look, there's many ways to do it. But I think doing this with a GPT actually really makes sense because it's so simple. And if you have your personal context in here, just throw it in there. Boom. It creates a journey map for what you're trying to create. If you have startup ideas, this should probably be your first step. What is the customer's journey going to look like? And what emotions are they going to go through as they do it? So let's have a brief look at this. this is useful. I'm telling you. I wouldn't be highlighting it otherwise. This is great. So it starts with awareness. Alex, a YouTube content creator. So this is the journey we'll be following. Alex, right? Focused on generative AI, especially ChatGPT and related technologies. Alex learns about the growing demand for up-to-date AI tutorials and the potential for building a dedicated online community through industry conferences, social media, and feedback from the subscribers. Okay, so this is the other perspective. See, what do? We just follow up. I would like the perspective of a YouTube viewer that discovers what did they call it? The resources for education. So just tell it, like, this is not what I was expecting. I wanted the other perspective of like a YouTube viewer, not the one of the creator. I'm familiar with that. Let's see. Oh no, I'm just looking at the graph. We lost some people as we were doing the escape room or before that, but now they're coming back. Oh, fair enough. Okay, noted. No, actually, as we were progressing the escape room, it was good. We lost some people before that didn't like the idea of doing an escape room. Interesting. Always keep an eye on the data, you guys, when you create. Anyway, so here we are. Here we have a user journey of somebody discovering Jamie, a tech enthusiast and aspiring AI developer with a background in software engineering. Nice. So here we have a technical person that discovers kind of our ecosystem, learning ecosystem that is non-technical, right? We focus on no-code solutions. When it comes to technical stuff, we keep it super basic. We keep everything super friendly towards people who don't know code, just because I'm creating what I would want to consume. And, I know the basics of Python. I always say I know enough to be dangerous. I know enough to kind of make things happen that I want to happen, right? I can create Selenium scripts. I can code basic scripts from scratch, even without ChatGPT. But like have never created a production-ready application. I've never worked for a company. I've never worked in a team of developers. I'm just the self-code coder that knows enough to, do basic stuff. And that's why I also teach in that way, right? I teach for people. I don't even assume that Python knowledge. But what I'm trying to say is this is very interesting because this is not an avatar I'm trying to appeal to with all of my content. I think the prompt engineering stuff definitely does because you need that as you build pipelines. But nevertheless, so this is going to be, I'm just long-winded way to say this is going to be interesting to me. I want to see how Jamie perceives me. Jamie becomes aware of the need for generative AI education while browsing through socials and online tech forums. A friend shares a link to a YouTube video about the latest advancements in AI technologies. Okay, Jamie clicks on the link, which leads to one of Alex's YouTube tutorials on ChatGPT. Alex would be me in this case, right? Okay. It has an engaging thumbnail, promising title, catches Jamie's attention. Good. What happens then? Then he starts considering. He watches the video and is impressed by Igor's clear explanation and practical demos. Jamie reads through the comment sections, noting the positive feedback and recommendations for other videos on the channel. Hey, that's you guys. You guys make that happen. I appreciate the comments. By the way, like the video if you're like the stream or video. If you're enjoying this, leave a like. I always forget to ask that. And then every time I'm surprised by how much it actually helps. It really makes a difference if you leave a like. So, if you're enjoying this, please leave one. Now let's move on. Intrigued by the content, he watches the video. Jamie's motivated by a desire to learn about the latest AI tech to enhance his skills and advance his career. The practical approach and hands-on demos in Igor's videos seem particularly useful. Okay, so he's intrigued here, right? He's like considering, he's seen something. Now this is the part where it becomes interesting because like what you want on YouTube is you want session time. You would multiple people to it's the ads that throw you out. Oh, thanks for the feedback, Misha. I didn't realize. Really? No. This dip is way too large for ads. It lost 15% of people. Now they're back. Anyway, so back on track. Jamie subscribes to Igor's YouTube channel and watches several more videos, starting with beginner tutorials and progressing to more advanced topics. The first video watches a tutorial on prompt engineering with ChatGPT. Fair enough. Yes. Okay, how does it feel though? This is the engagement part. It's the interesting one. Jamie feels engaged and excited by the way Igor breaks down complex topics into understandable segments. Yes, I feel that. I get that feedback a lot. Interesting. The practical examples and real-world apps make the learning process enjoyable and effective. Cool. So he's excited about the learning. That's what we want here. Excited about becoming a better version of yourself. That's the goal. Jamie begins to integrate watching Igor's videos into his daily routine. Prompt engineering daily. I don't think. Yeah, god damn it. I don't upload enough for this. You know, my attention is too scattered. Dedicating time each evening to learn from the tutorials. But then, you know, we have a library. By the way, there's a playlist called ChatGPT something. I don't know. We don't have many playlists. One of them is like ChatGPT beginner course or something like that. All of my favorite prompt engineering videos. So if you feel like Jamie and you want to like brush up on like some free videos, those are the best ones. They're in a playlist on the channel. So I guess this could be done, although we don't upload daily. Jamie also downloads some of the ebooks and templates Igor offers. Perfect. Okay. Yes. He signs up to the free newsletter and gets that template that everyone should have. Awesome. Consistent high quality and relevance of our content. Okay, sorry if this is getting a little too long-winded. I'm like super engaged and interested in this because this stuff is useful, you know? If you set this up to account for your personal context and the user journey that maybe you're looking for a person to go through, this is great stuff. This is for a generative AI YouTuber. And you know what? I'll keep this around. I'll finish reading this later on. I don't think this is like too interesting for all of you. Hey, Reda, what's up, man? Good to have you here. Good to have you here. But yeah, I just wanted to point out like how relevant is it. Like, I wanted to demonstrate like how well this works. And I got so sucked into it that I forgot that I was like kind of streaming. I was just like learning about my users' journeys. Amazing. Okay. Oh, Renee is just catching up on the images with the image generator in the beginning. Kind of depict weird timing, or I fell through the Twilight Zone. Yeah, you definitely did in the Twilight Zone, Renee. Just wait until we go through the escape room later on. Okay. But yeah, there you go. So user journeys. Now you can do this for everything. That's my point. You can do this, or you can be like, hey, you know, I am building a SaaS that helps people, you know, write better. I don't know, like brownie recipes with AI. Yeah, this is what the world needs, please. If this doesn't exist, someone build it. And then it creates the user journey for somebody, right? Emma, and then a home baker who loves experimenting. And then like you can, this really, even if you're high in empathy, this really helps with kind of getting a feeling for what the user is going through and what he's feeling at every stage of your user journey. Great stuff. Good. Moving on to the next one. We did spend a bit of time on this, but I thought this was particularly interesting, you know, and particularly useful to all you entrepreneurially minded individuals here. Yeah. Okay. What else? Justin Sullivan with his garage sale GPT. Heck yeah, look at this one. So this is the last kind of like GPT that I want to show off here. Then we have a few more. 1, 2, we have 3, 4, we have 5, 6, we have 6 more. We have 6 more building blocks that we'll be looking at. So we'll look at this GPT, and then we'll look at different ways you can different ways to improve your GPTs or your prompts. Right. Okay, so here, Justin, also fantastic community member, super engaged and always super present. Always good to engage in discussions with Justin here. But basically, he created a garage sale listing assistant GPT. And this is kind of a variation of the winner of the last challenge. Remember, last time Sal won. By the way, Sal has been such a great addition to the community. We already held the academic research and how like AI is impacting academic research and education panel discussion. And Sal was one of the initiators. So last time he won the challenge, he got a yearly membership. And then we just held a panel discussion with like multiple academics, including also Gerhard here in chat and Sal. And it's just great stuff. So cool to bring on some of the most engaged people here of YouTube via these challenges. Love it. But Justin here, he built a derivative version. I'm mixing my languages here. It is, yeah. Derivat in Slovak. And like, how do you pronounce it in English? Derivat. Okay, fair enough. There we go. He created a variation essentially of this like book listing GPT, because the book listing GPT, if you weren't here last time, it's all about taking images of books and then finding the titles, authors, ISBN codes, and creating and putting them into tables for you. So if you want to sell a lot of books, if you want to archive a lot of books, if you want to create a database of all the books you have, you could really easily do it with the GPT that Sal built last time, and he won the competition with it. Justin built the same thing, but for garage sales, okay? So this would work best if you provided images here, or if you use it on your phone and you give it images like that. You can basically inventory everything, as just exactly how Jake MC is saying in chat here. This one is sick. Want to use the concept to help me do inventory at my bar. Take a picture of each bottle and spit out a CSV. That's what I'm talking about here. Just because you don't want to do garage sales or sell used items, you can take these concepts, you can abstract one layer away from them, and then you can rebuild whatever is relevant to you. So in this case, he's using browsing and he's using eBay data to price something. So let me, I don't know, I'll just Google collectible and I'll pick a random image here. How about this one? I feel like this one should be identifiable. Let's do this. Let's give it the image here. And the whole point of this GPT is helping you price things like this, okay? So it should use browsing and its knowledge. And you know, if you kind of follow through on this idea fully, then you could give the actions access to API endpoint with info on those collectibles. Matter of fact, there has been an example inside the community where, what was it exactly? Yeah. It was Yu-Gi-Oh cards. As a matter of fact, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh cards when I was like a teenager. I was like 16. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments and stuff. Love that stuff. That and Magic Gathering. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, I played tournaments. And what he was looking at was creating a GPT that basically takes pictures of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and indexes them like this and also pulls the prices. And there's like this website called TCG Trader or something like that. I don't know. There's a website that has an API endpoint with all the prices and the names of the cards and everything. But it was closed at the time, unfortunately. But if you have an API endpoint like that, you can hook it up to a custom GPT's action, and then you can have the GPT pull the info from the API, not just randomly from the internet. What happened here, and this is quite cool, look at that. It looked at 4 different links. It looked at, yep, there you go. It looked at different eBay links for prices ranging from $240 to $480. And then it took the data and it was like, yep, these are the different prices. So, you know, specify the condition, but the price ranges from $250 to $450 based on the eBay data. How cool is this? And this is just this basic browsing. I mean, fair enough, browsing works quite well now as opposed to a few months ago where it was terrible. But I don't know. That's fantastic. Ali Shesk is asking, Stable Diffusion weights releasing tomorrow. I'm not sure. Wait a minute. Can somebody answer this? Aren't Stable Diffusion weights public already? Depends on which model, right? I don't know. Not aware. TCG player. That's the one, Doc Rock. Yeah, man. Doc Rock knows what's up. Doc Rock knows his card games. Yeah, card cataloging GPT. Yeah. So this is very helpful. You can adapt this to your own use case. There's all the little documentations and comments from Justin as he created this. Thank you so much for the submission. He even created a little document with various images showing off the results. Fantastic. Reverend. Community cheerleader. Let's go, man. Yeah. Okay, so this is great stuff. Also, comment section, fantastic here. Yeah. Similar systems to catalog the random bottles of whiskey my boss has lying around. Jake. This is so funny. Jake from like here in the stream has the same idea as Jacob. Yeah, the time has come. Just take pictures of bottles and then like generate lists. Fantastic stuff. So this is an interesting one, right? And I mean, what are you guys thinking? Are you enjoying this stream? I would love some feedback because I feel like this is what has been asked so many times. So many times. People just want like, show us more like use cases. Like what are people doing? How can I improve my stuff? What kind of GPTs are out there? This is it. We're looking at all of them one by one. Great stuff. And there's more. And there's more. You bet there's more. Okay, so now we looked at all the standalone GPTs without the instructions. Now let's get back to talking about the instructions. I joined right now. Would you guide me which GPTs are useful? It really depends on what you're doing, Amir. We're looking at a wide variety here, and my hope is that some of them will resonate with you and some of these techniques will, you know, improve your life, literally. Yeah. So there's many different ones. You'll have to go back and kind of look one by one. We spent the last hour looking at GPTs, but there's more to come. So, you know, it's all recorded. No worries, man. Just stick around. And right now we'll look at the next one. Let's have a look at Brandon's one here. How about this? Yes, Brandon, fantastic little submission here. Guys, this is... We've been on for so long and I'm having a great time. It's almost 2 hours. I'll just quickly get a glass of water. I'll leave you with a little song for about 15 seconds. Is that okay? Okay, let me get some drum bass here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Guys, can I show you something? I just thought of something. I would love to share something. We'll get right back into it here. No worries. And in the next minute, we'll be back. But, like, I had such a great day. And I had such a great day because, like, I managed to go kitesurfing today. Matter of fact, I kind of didn't. I'm going to go to tomorrow again. I brought the wrong size kite. But this beach I started going to, right? So I moved to Lisbon recently. And I just want to share this one clip with you. I thought, you know, if you know nothing about kitesurfing and me, then like this is a good clip to kind of check out. It's just a phone recording of the spot that I went to today. But what a spot. What a spot. Holy moly. This is like Western Cape of Portugal, sort of, right outside of Lisbon. This is the first beach that like faces the open ocean. Like it's literally, I think there's the Azores Islands there, but like literally the next thing you have, generally speaking, is the US. So this is like the open ocean, okay? And what I did like today and what I'm going to do tomorrow again and what I did like 2 weeks ago before I got the tattoo, there it is. I go to this beach, I pump up a 12 square meter large kite, I attach a harness to myself, put on a board and go out into these conditions I'm not even sure what I'm doing to kind of like do extreme sports, I guess. Check this out. Wait. I just want to show you this clip. We'll get right back to it. But I just like, as I was getting water, I was like, what a wild day. Just to get a little bit of context what I'm doing if I'm not messing around with ChatGPT. Where you submit ideas, Mike. So it's closed now. We closed it yesterday. But in the public challenge area in the community, basically here, you can still submit them. We'll look at them, we'll comment them, I'll have a look and everything, but the challenge closed yesterday night. I don't know, let me just show you this clip and let's get back to it, right? Just to keep it fresh. We've been here for 2 hours. Look at this. This is the beach. This is called Guincho, okay? And Guincho is 30 minutes outside of Lisbon. And it's basically these sand dunes. Wild, right? Look at that. Waves. By the way, 32 knots of wind today. And now look, I think now it pans over. Yeah, this is basically there in the middle. We just like pump up the kites and go in the water there. Is this the... Okay, there was a second clip where multiple cars got stuck because it was so windy and there was like multiple smart... Yeah, there you go. It's a bit hard to... Should airdrop it. But yeah, they just basically got stuck in the dunes. It's wild. And then there's one more clip and then we'll get back to it. There's one more clip, and it's basically this. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of the same thing that you've just seen there. Yeah, it's wild. I swear to God, it's such a great balance to you know, just like working in ChatGPT all day. I love this part. All right, good. Little, you know, what has Igor been up to corner over? Incredible beach. Yeah, incredible beach. But like, I had my wetsuit on, and it feels like little needles stinging you like permanently. You know what I did when I was standing on the beach? I pulled the wetsuit all the way down over my feet, so like not even my ankles were hit by the sand, because it's just so, it's so wild, like open ocean wind. Okay, cool. Let's move on. So, Brandon's GPT here. This is a really good one, okay? So he created Vaclav the Vacation Planner. And let me tell you, this is so interesting because he did a few very unconventional things here, okay? He included a warning block, custom warning system, custom block, but he also used the code interpreter in a way that I haven't seen before. Now, you know, to be fair, we said like one extra building block, and this is the one he's submitting. So that's what I'll judge. But there's also stuff like budget management or creative uses of the code interpreter. Look at this data analysis tool. After listing the 4 options, okay, wait, we need to zoom out. What is this GPT about? This GPT is about planning your vacations, but not just planning your vacations. It's about planning your vacations in an unconventional way, because you're using AI to plan vacations, right? So look at that. You sound and converse like Count von Count from the Muppets, and you will regularly send jokes about numbers. Excellent. Design vacation ideas and itineraries for the user based on their answer to a series of questions you will ask. You will output high-quality vacation itineraries that identify the perfect trip and provide relevant supporting information, including cost, travel tips, weather forecast, accommodation options, and activity schedules. So basically a full-fledged travel planner. But some of the stuff like questioning style or choosing the various recommendations or using the data analysis, very creative. Look at this. After listing the 4 options, you must also send a heat map using data analysis to assist the user in choosing from the 4 options. For each recommendation, you will score the following items: activity rater on a scale from 1 to 100, travel time, weather, culture, location, and final score. So basically, Vaclav, this Vaclav GPT here, the vacation planner from Brendan, is instructed to create a heat map depending on the GPT's suggestions. That's kind of cool. I haven't seen that done before. Let's give this a shot. Let's try the vacation planner out right here. I mean, summer is beginning, and this is a very creative use case. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, Shay, exactly right. Thanks for answering. Sora and memory function are not publicly available. Memory function has rolled out to certain parts of the world. In Europe, we still don't have it. It's probably some privacy thing. And Sora is just, universally not available. We're all very excited for Sora, though. I would love me some Sora. I don't have Sora. I want Sora. Almost as nice as Hawaii. Come visit me. Yeah, man. One day. You come visit Lisbon. It's so... Hawaii is always as nice as Lisbon. I don't know about that, but Lisbon is beautiful. I really love it out here, by the way. It's so great. These beaches and that wind, cars getting stuck, people jumping 15, 20 meters on their kites. Love it. Okay, so what's up with this GPT? Hello. My friend is using the memory feature, but has subscription plan. Yeah, so I also, we have the Teams plan. Everybody who's in Europe on our team doesn't get to use it yet. It works in the UK. Yeah. But everything you can do with memory, you can also do with custom instructions. It's a nice feature. Okay, so this is not, I don't know. Oh, he shared the link to the editor. My bad. Not sure how to access this. You know what we're going to do? We're just going to copy the instructions and just run it ourselves. Vaclav, it would be great. Brendan, it would be great if you update the link. Would love to try it. And I'm sure some others would too. in the resource we'll be compiling, we'll add the correct link. I would love to use the GPT. You know what I'll do? I'll give this another 20 seconds. As in, like, I'll just look into one of my GPTs and I'll look at the difference between the link in the editor versus the link here. What are the differences? Maybe we can kind of chatgpt.com/g. So what you want is this probably, right? Can I access it like this? No. But I could access his like this, right? We just need the string in the end. That could work. Right, just go to this GPT. Ladies and gentlemen, you're learning how to manipulate URLs of various GPTs. If you get them in the wrong format, now you know how to fix it.
It's very nice.
You bet. Okay, I'll update this post for you, Vaclav, Brendan. Great stuff. We just want to make sure it's the correct GPT, right? You know, as the founder and the admin, I have superpowers like this. I'll just update this link for you. I hope that's okay. There you go. Awesome. So, hey, Vaclav, design me a holiday. Let's go. So, let's do this. Almost a hacker, Igor. Whew. Yeah, it's serious stuff here. Reverse link engineering. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay, so, hey, I'm Vaclav, the vacation planner. I'm not familiar with this character. I never watched The Muppets 2. It's like a US thing. It wasn't very popular in Austria when I was growing up. Where, when, and why are we going on vacation? Here's a numbers joke for you. Why was the math book sad? Because it had too many problems. Does he have a voice like that? Is he like a Guys, I need some Vaclav context here. Let's just quickly, I hope this doesn't get me copyrighted. Vaclav laugh. Muppets? We need the context, you guys. Is this? Vaclav. Count von Count. My bad. That's just the name of the GPT. My bad. I know this guy. Okay. Let's have a quick little clip.
Oh, greetings. It is I, the Count. 3. Nothing happened. Oh, we're not finished counting. The number of the day.
Okay, we got it. Haha. Okay. Gerhard always coming in with make it sound like Yoda. Man, that's like, do you have a hotkey with that comment just being shared? You seem to love the Yoda voice. It's a really great one. Okay, so where, when, and why are we going on vacation? So let's, simulate a real world scenario. Like, summer is here, I've been working way too much. My family and my friends are worried. I should go on vacation, probably. But then also I have to create 2 videos a week and hold lectures, live streams, conversations. I have to keep running the email list, keep creating new lectures, new product, updating existing products, customer support. We're planning an AI Advantage trip. Also, much more stuff. Not much time for vacation. That is my point. But maybe Vaclav can help me here. So I'm going to just do this for my personal context. I could really use a vacation. Let's see if we can find a good destination. Probably want to kite surf there. Otherwise, I wouldn't really, yeah. Those are my requirements. Let's use this. And let's look at some of the innovative capabilities within here, because that's why we're all here, right? Stuff like recommendations and the activity radar, heat map, and the budget management. Let's see what Vaclav throws at us here, okay? So I just shared that. And see, this is where like sharing for all of you, oh my God, just get to the point, Igor. Nobody cares about your kite surfing video, whatever. There's always one guy, right, in the comments. Never in the live stream. You guys are way too sweet. By the way, where's the haters? Come on, haters, bring it on. But like seriously, sharing this personal stuff, it's not just for me to get it off my shoulders. It's also for you to understand my situation. So when I'm using this GPT, that you can emphasize with me. That's the whole point here. This is not TV. This is YouTube. It's a live stream, and I'm a human. I think. I don't know. There's an angle for like some AI voice here, you know. But it took me way too long to get to the small robot.
I am human, I promise.
Something like that, you know. So let's get this. Let's plan a vacation for Igor, the AI YouTube content creator, with Vaclav, with all these amazing functionalities. Let's see. Why are we going on vacations? And here's a number joke for you. Why was the math book sad? Because it had too many problems. Okay, we are going on vacation in July because I don't know, need to refresh my mind from all the content creation madness, and I want to kite surf. I'll just kind of share, you know, what's on my mind there. Okay. Oh, this is the first time we have gifted memberships. Guys, Reverend coming in hot with the gifted memberships. That's so cool. Five memberships. Yeah, so 5 random people in chat who are here right now are also like members to the channel. Like, look, memberships to the channel. You get a badge. You get priority comment replies. And that's the gist of it. We have like a members area on the YouTube channel, but it's not really used. It's more of like a, you know, buy me 1 coffee a month type of thing. And Reverend just bought that for 5 people. Thank you so much, man. That's nice. Now let's move on. Refreshing the mind and kitesurfing, wonderful. Let's start planning your perfect kitesurfing getaway. First, where are you traveling from? I'm traveling from Lisbon. Want to stay in Europe. Okay. That's so cool. Welcome to the new members, I suppose. Yeah. Just random people received memberships. That's cool. That's the first time we have this. That's nice. Okay. So, Lisbon. Now let's determine how long you want your refreshing kitesurfing adventure to last. What are these options? Okay, I don't know, probably 10 days to be honest. Like, if there's no wind for like 5 days, then you're screwed if you go for 7. Weird 14 months flex. Yeah, true. Niklas is a day 1 type of guy. That's cool. Okay, there we go. So this is that. 10 days of kitesurfing bliss. Excellent choice. Now, who will be joining you on this adventure? I don't know. Probably nobody. It's probably me. I know a bunch of kiters around Lisbon. I don't think they'd be joining me on my kitesurfing bliss abroad, though. Let's see, though. We'll hit them up. Let's see if this is a good idea, and if it comes up with a good heat map, maybe I'll have a good thing to convince them, huh? As a solo adventurer, it is. Aha, and now let's decide on the type of accommodation you prefer. Okay, I prefer... So if it wasn't for YouTube, because like even if I travel, I still need to create, right? So I need to bring my setup, and it, you know, I can't. I love like camping and on the road type of stuff, but I just can't. It's not an option if I'm creating for YouTube, right? Like streams. I'm just gonna say hotel. I want a hotel with good Wi-Fi. We're gonna go with moderate, so the gear is safe. This is good. Good questions, though. Moderate budget, Let's talk about the pace of your vacation. Relaxed, balanced, busy, adventurous. Pace. I mean, I would say balanced. I like to see and do a lot of stuff. But like, I don't like laying next to the pool, but I love working a lot, and that is very like relaxed, I suppose. So I would say busy, you know. Busy. Now let's discuss your activity. Okay, so it's giving me all these clarifying questions. Now, again, for anybody tuning in, once we conclude this, there's a bunch of innovative features inside of this GPT, like heat map creation with data analysis. Very much looking forward to seeing that. Also, this is a clear 5-star, I think. This is very cool. Activity preferences besides kitesurfing. Besides kitesurfing, please. So definitely not cultural tour and beach relaxations. I don't drink. I do adventure sports, but it is kitesurfing. Food and wine tours, maybe. It really depends on the people I'm with. Like, if it's just me, I would say A and D. You know, I'll go to the beach with a good book. Yeah. Yeah. Also, I gotta wrap this up in the next 20 minutes, by the way. So let's get through all of this, huh? There's still the GPT I'm gonna give you in the end, the free GPT, the prompt improver that we've been working on for the past few months. So yeah, let's get all of this done in 20 minutes because we're running a super challenge in the community where Larry will be challenging the whole community to create a music video. We've been building up to this for 2 months. Now everybody has like the video, audio, editing skills and everything. We did previous challenges on them. And then today it's going to be like bring it all together and like create a 1-minute music video and share it. Anyway, so that's why I got to wrap up in 20. But okay, so there's some great recommendations here. So Tarifa is one that I'm definitely considering. Portuguese Waves, Guincho Beach. That's the one that I've just showed you guys. How cool is this? I didn't even tell it. But it's just saying, yeah, go to Guincho Beach. That's the beach that I just showed you, literally. How cool is this? How cool is this? And then you could go to Naxos, Greece. Yeah, Greece, definitely good. And or Sardinia. Okay. Okay, so this is good. So please regenerate. Okay. It's saying please regenerate. Okay. We can do that. We can regenerate for the heat map. So as of, Brendan has pointed out, the heat map doesn't work every single time. He's working on it. But this is cool. No problem. We can easily regenerate. Just hit this button. Should regenerate. What's up? What's happening? Something is... Oh, it has regenerated multiple times. My bad. So here you go. It got kind of stuck when I did it multiple times. How would you use this to make money? It's a good question. Maybe somebody in chat can answer that. This is like, I think these things are super powerful to increase productivity by a two-digit percentage number. So if you have an organization and you set these things up for certain processes, you can streamline things, you can improve them. But I think at the end of the day, like GPTs are not really ripe to be offered, right? It's like an alpha version of a product. So I think with GPTs concretely, like this is really the playground where you're building your skills so you can apply them to other things. Or you can take these prompts and these flows that you build and build other apps. Like internally, we have GPTs for everything, literally for like everything from like, even Daniel even built like a challenge submission evaluator today. We try to turn most of our processes into GPTs, and then it just makes us more efficient, right? Because we really do a lot of like varied stuff. This is not working. How do I stop this generation and I just sent this again? Yeah, some of these just got stuck. I'm gonna reload this conversation, and I really want to see this heat map. Gonna say regen one more time. Okay, nice. It's so cool that it came up with Guincho, right? Like, I think that's pretty amazing. And now it's saying go to the Algarve. I could do that. I would love to see more of Portugal. Any idea on the new GPT-4o voice mode date? Unfortunately not. Okay, again, please regenerate. Let's do it one more time. Let's see. I want to see the heat map. So yeah, that's why you don't see things like this. But this is like super creative, right? Including like a heat map and then budget management options. And the warning system. This is the one that he submitted to the challenge. User intelligence to alert the user if their answers do not make sense and invite them to respond again to clarify their answers. Example. Skiing in August in France does not make sense as it is not skiing season. Do not offer new multiple choice options, but encourage users to confirm their initial response. I think this is a very, very powerful building block that you can use in many ways, in many GPTs, to guide user behavior. Amazing stuff. Please regenerate 4 more options. What if I just prompted to create a heat map? It should be able to do that. Then it's not so confused with multiple things. Yeah, Brandon, I would probably just implement it as an extra step. You could include keyboard shortcuts where it generates the heat map afterwards. But there you go. These are my vacation options. So this is the type of... Okay, it scored everything. And let's see, which one should I You know, now average all those out. Which destination has the highest score? So Brandon, if you're watching this, this would be a great suggestion. You know, you could put the heat map in a separate step and then also add this averaging step. But it says that highest score is Paros, Greece, tied with Sardinia, Italy, both having 82 points too. So let's have a look at what it came up with. Interesting. So we have Sardinia and Paros being the two best ones. Why do they win? They win because of the activity rater and the weather. Okay. Okay, and then the weather is the best in Sardinia. It's the hottest. I don't know if it's the best. But this is great. Look at that. Activity rater. Where do we have the best activities? Canary Islands? Can confirm there's so much to do there. Water parks, beaches, nightlife, surfing, kiting. But this is great. Look at that. You can implement this. You have the instructions open sourced here in the public area of the community. So cool, right? And there's various interesting building blocks in here. Great little GPT. Thanks for sharing, Vaclav. Now let's move on to the next one. And so in like 10 minutes, we'll crown the winners of all of this as we got through all of this. I just wanted to get it all through all 15. There's so much good stuff here. Huh? Okay. Then we have this one from Jacob. Yeah. The debugging assistant. The GPT debugging assistant. So I haven't been able to test this one as much as I wanted to. I would love to see some feedback on this. Some team members use this and reported back that it is useful. But how cool is this? He built a GPT that basically debugs your other GPTs. So if you ever have a problem with your GPT, you can just like pin this to the side and then mention this GPT in your other GPT whenever you face a problem, and it's going to debug the issue for you. So if we're running into problems with Vaclav, let's with I'm getting the names messed up, with the last like GPT, we can try and do this. Let's try this out right now. Oh yeah, full screen here. Okay. So let's say, you know, right here, it's not creating the heat map. So I'll say debugger. Can I mention it already? Or would I need to refresh? Maybe I need to refresh for it to be in the sidebar. The last column on the heat map is the final score. Thanks for the point. Okay, then it's there. I just overlooked this. Okay, fantastic. 82 for 3 of them. For all 4 of them? Is that true? Okay. Jake saying, make sure to run the user guide first. Okay. Yeah, true. So I looked at this myself. That's true. So the user guide tells you how to use this. Basically, if I recall this correctly, it's when you run into a problem, you mention this GPT, correct? Great to have you here, man, by the way. I have loaded the user guide and methods to inform the DB. How can I assist you? Is this? I think last time I got something else. Make sure to have the convo going for first bit or ask the original GPT. Okay, yeah. So here's what I had in mind. Here I ran into a problem with the heat map. And what if I just called this GPT called GPT Debugging Assistant? Oh, I can't do it in edits. True, I have to do it here. It's a bit slow, isn't it? There you go, GPT Debugging Assistant. Why is the heat map not generating? So this is a pretty tough problem. And also we're at a point in the conversation where it already generated, so that's not great. But let's see. It appears the heat map did not generate due to potential issues with the plotting environment or data handling. Let's ensure everything is correct and try again. Here's a step-by-step approach. Check the data frame creation, plotting environment. So this is, you know, using pandas in Python. So this would not be relevant. Well, you could include this code in the GPT, right? To make it more reliable. Yeah, so actually this is very relevant. Let me take that back. Yeah, run it again and then it works properly. Okay, nice. And then you get all the averages down here. Yeah, they're all very close. That's why this averages out to 82. So this is great. There you go. It found the issue. So now I wonder, you know, if I included this code and now, you know, I wonder if I included this and tell it to call, you know, and then changed out this block in the GPT. You know, you could have this, but then you can also have the code in here and be like, use data analysis and execute this code to do that. It's a bit flimsy, but include as PY file in the knowledge base. Yeah, you could include this as a separate file. You could just download this as a PY file, upload it to the knowledge base, and then include in the building block, you know, call on, you know, heatmap.py every time the user finishes its interaction and execute the code. Right? Tell it to emulate changes. But yeah, but this is great. Like, right? You just like mention the GPT whenever you run into a problem and it gives you the exact solution. So now here's a code solution, but there you go. I would just download this, include it back in. So this is also great stuff. So I also wanted to highlight this, man. Great work, Jacob. Yeah, also 2 versions. You're clearly like iterating this and improving this. So, you know, everybody who wants to who's building GPTs, I'll share this in chat. It's also in the community. You can pin this GPT and use it to debug your GPT problems. Amazing, right? So some very interesting ones right here. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. Jake, if you have anything else to share, please, now that you're here, you can share it in chat. You can also tell it to specify not to use code solutions. Make sure to title PY file appropriately. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So interesting. So practical question, could I use this to, you know, fix certain issues with instructions? Could you help? It's good stuff. This is the type of thing that, you know, you kind of need to like battle test on multiple scenarios, and which I just didn't have the time to do, you know. If you have any like examples of where it helped you, I would greatly appreciate that. I just got like feedback from the team. Like we'll get to the results here soon, but like my team really enjoyed your GPT here. Let's just say that. So yeah, good stuff. Moving on to the next one. So we covered this. Wow, we're almost through with our entire list. We're almost through with the entire list, you guys. There's a few more things. We covered the Vaclav the vacation planner. We covered all of this. Ooh, here we have an interesting one from Christian in the community, actually. Yes, Christian came in recently, joined some of the office hours. We had some great chats. And then also this one had something. These are the last 2 that we'll be reviewing here. Yeah, there you go. Then results, and then we're done. And then special GPT. God, so much 3-hour stream. Let's go. But basically, Christian built what OpenAI has been promising since weeks now. Guys, it has been a rough few weeks. Everybody's waiting for the voice assistant. Nobody has it. Everybody wishes they had it. Christian, he had enough of that. He's not having it. He's like, Universal Translator, I want it now. So he built it. He used the GPT Builder to create instructions for it to act as a Universal Translator. And let me tell you, it actually works. Now, what doesn't work is like the new voice feature, obviously. But you can use your voice. It can reply with its voice. You can use this Universal Translator right here today. Because Christian built it with the GPT Builder. Amazing stuff. Look at that. It handles interruptions. It adapts in real time. And I like this. This is the building block that he included here. It effectively handles interruptions, and then it also prioritizes across speakers. Now, look, this is something that's not going to be useful with today's version of ChatGPT because the voice feature cannot be interrupted. That's just how it is. But I like this approach And this is going to be very useful once the new stuff comes out, because you're going to be able to build custom GPTs where you get to actually control its behavior. Maybe you can be like, you know, like you can define how it handles interruptions every single time once we have it. You can define how it adapts. You can define how many pauses it has, the style. This is the stuff we're here for. Full control on these powerful tools. Like heck, hopefully in a few days, maybe weeks, I don't know. I'm giving up on predicting it. We're going to have a universal translator on our phone. Like this, you can customize it. Isn't this great? Okay, so yeah, this is basically it. You can try it out here. And you can, you know, obviously I don't have voice input here. This would be a really good...
Welcome to the Universal Translator. I'll detect what languages to translate between, so start speaking when you're ready.
This should be hola, bom dia. Yeah, there you go.
Hola, bom dia.
Hola, bom dia. And then I can be like, hola. And then, you know, like if a Portuguese person disagrees that it's not morning anymore, but it's like afternoon, then he'll reply this.
Hello, good afternoon.
So see, it's just auto recognizes the languages, translates for you. Great little GPT. How cool is that? Fingers crossed soon. Yeah, man. For sure. But this is super cool. You can use this today, you know? You can use this today. You don't have to wait for OpenAI. You can just pin this little universal translator he made here, and you can start using this on your phone with the voice function. Now, it's not going to be interruptible. It's not going to have the emotional awareness of the new one, but you're going to be able to translate stuff with relatively low latency, right? Like GPT-4o is pretty good. And yeah, you can just use this. I thought it's so cool. This is an idea I didn't think of. Christian just took it and built a universal translator with what we have today with a GPT. How cool is that? How simple is that? And this is free to everybody. You can just, you know, every free user can use the universal translator, and you can just set it up and run with it. Super cool stuff. Thanks, Christian, for submitting. One more thing before we get to the results here. We have this one by Oksana. Yes, Oksana submitted her very first GPT. So amazing. She made it very clear that she's just getting into AI. GPT Builder has been very helpful, and she created her very first GPT here, and she even added a custom block. And it's actually a cool one, so I wanted to highlight it. That's great. For the results presentation down here, results presentation, this is kind of the last thing we have for today in terms of like GPT. I've commented on that. Results presentation. Provide concise, factual responses to user queries. Use relevant emoticons to highlight key points without brackets. For example, for pricing information, you might use dollars. For properties, this. For shelf life, this. Roxana's just getting started with AI, and she's already using free-shot prompting. She's already infusing emojis randomly into text. Isn't this great? Look at that. I wanted to highlight this one because you can do this with anything, right? You can, of course, you can define the style that it's presented with, but then you can also add not just emojis, but phrases, as we've seen before, to highlight key points randomly across the text. This is essentially it's a Salt Bay meme type of thing. You're sprinkling emojis across all of your generations. Great stuff. Now, yeah, you can just include this in your stuff. Oksana built her first GPT, did her first customization. Just wanted to shout that out. So cool. Thanks for sharing. And yeah, also the team hopped in here, gave some feedback. Great stuff. And with that being said, we got through it all. We covered, I believe it was 15. We covered 15 different GPTs. And ladies and gentlemen, let's now get to the interesting part here. Okay, we have 2 more things on the agenda. 1, who won? 2, what's coming for the community? There's some cool stuff. It's going to be brief. 3, I have a brand new GPT that we developed over the past few months. I believe you're going to love this one. Giving it away for free. There's going to be more content on it, but as you stuck through with us in this live stream, you deserve to get it. So, what's the deal? Who won? Okay, so we have a few prizes, okay? We have 3 spots for the best kind of like building block additions and 1 for the best custom GPT. Now, this was tough, and this was my call. I thought so many of these custom GPTs were so good. I mean, heck, you have, like Albert Einstein splitting into 3 personalities, answering your stuff, giving you workflows to handle. A debugger. We have Vaclav, the vacation planner, with heat maps. There's so many cool GPTs to go around. We have a universal translator. We have so let me just get going. Okay, let me get going. Let me start with the main category, which is drum roll, please. Do I have a drum roll? I don't have a drum roll. Well, we can just use crickets. Arguably the opposite of a drum roll. I just love using this. Okay, it's been 3 hours, guys. Let's get into the results. Third place for, best GPT building block submitted. And therefore, 3 months of free community membership. If you're already a member, you're getting 3 months for free. If you're not, you're getting member pass for 3 months. Great stuff. Third place goes to... I need some music here. Christian with the universal translator, man. Great freaking job. Here's an applause for you. We just looked at this one towards the end. I think this is so cool. Taking things that OpenAI is announcing it and just being like, yeah, you know what? Like, let them do their thing. I'll do my thing. I'll plow my own lane. I'll build this thing myself. I'll run it on my phone. Everybody can do it. You can send a link to his GPT that he made to anybody you know, and they'll have a universal translator inside of their ChatGPT app. That is pretty awesome. Sure, it doesn't do all the advanced stuff that the new voice assistant does, but it does a lot. I thought this was an excellent use, one that I haven't thought of at all, of the GPT Builder. And yeah, Christian killed it. So there you go. Congrats, Christian. Thank you so much for doing this. He just asked, can you demo on your phone? I wish we had more time. We really need to wrap up here. I would just encourage everybody to demo on their phone. Maybe we could do this at a later point in time. I'll try it out. But great stuff, Christian. Third place. Cool. Second place. Okay, second place. Also, actually, okay, second place is also a community member. First place with a yearly membership that we're getting to soon is actually not a community member, which is good. But it's a fair competition. We don't discriminate, right? This is about the best ideas. So second place is going to Gerhard. Gerhard, my man, I gotta again. This is something I haven't thought of. This is something I haven't seen anywhere. This is something nobody on the team has thought of. You made ChatGPT even more restricted than it is, and I think it's beautiful, especially if it fits the use case. If you're creating stories for kids, heck yeah, you want to restrict it. Of course you want to restrict it more. This is not something I thought of and something I now have in my mind, which is yep, I can make my GPTs more restricted if it fits, right? Maybe you want to avoid politics in certain GPTs completely, right? You can include this little building block. Super interesting, super useful. So yeah, 3 months of free membership to you, Gerhard. Great to have you. By the way, me and Gerhard, we grew up in villages that are 5 minutes from each other in Austria. Well, grew up. I lived there for 4 years. Funny, north of Graz. Anyway, so great to have you in the community, Gerhard. It was a great academic discussion with you too, by the way. That was enjoyable. We'll do another one in a month. But yeah, I just thought this was very innovative, very simple, but very useful. So second place goes to Gerhard. Good stuff. Ooh, and I'm not sharing my screen. No big deal. No big deal, I think. I'll share it from here now, though. But yeah, Gerhard's GPT right here, doing great. Before Christian's GPT right here. You can check out the links. I'll share the links to the GPTs here. And as we wrap this up, this was the StoryTime GPT. We have some more winners. We have the first place. Okay, first place. Who came in first? Guys, fierce competition, okay? A lot of stuff going on. So many, I wanted to do honorable mentions, and then it ended up in a free, what is it, a 2.5 hour long live stream, because I just had to talk about all of this. This was really fantastic. What a great competition. But only one person can win, and that person is actually Brendan with his vacation planner, heat map generating, budget planning. It's summer is here, perfect timing. This is a winner in my books. And yeah, he absolutely had multiple custom building blocks, but he even says that, you know, the warning system is the one he submits. And I think this is the one that kind of deserves to win, because he even tells it like user intelligence to alert the user if the answers do not make sense. You can use the knowledge of the model and the intelligence that is limited, but it has it. Sorry. Okay, I had to sneeze there. Anyway, you can use the intelligence to your advantage to clarify the answers, and you give it a little example, and then you just run with this. I think this is a very, very powerful building block that you can use in so many ways. Super, super powerful. And then overall, what he just created here is amazing, and this integrates super well. A lot of impressive things here. We looked at the heat maps and everything. Also, I love the explanation here. Very creative, Brendan. And with that, you know, congratulations on a yearly membership to the community. I'll upgrade this shortly, right after the stream ends. And we have one more category. So congratulations, Brendan, Christian, and Gerhard. Yes, those are our 3 winners in the main category. And then there was a second category, fully custom GPT. All bets are off. Just create something cool, share it with the community, you know, share like what you build. Guys, there's so many good ones. This one was so hard. But I just gotta decide. I had to decide. And my decision, and this is, yeah, I'm very happy to see that's actually echoed by the chat here too. It is Jacob's debugging assistant. This is just incredible. Like, I didn't know I wanted this, but I wanted this. And now I have it in my sidebar, and I'm going to start using this regularly. The feedback from the team has been stellar. They were like, yeah, this is great. Like, this is why doesn't this exist? Why isn't there a popular GPT that does this already? Now there is. Jacob created it. Big applause to Jacob. My man, congratulations on 3-month membership to the community. I'll update it right away. Thank you so much. And with that being said, there's 2 more things we got to do. One thing is I wanted to yap on about all the cool stuff we're doing with the community, but we're not going to do that because like we don't have time. And Larry's already running the super challenge with creating the music video. So we got to wrap up here. So I'm just gotta give you the bottom line. I devoted my entire life to this community. I think it is the best way to teach and learn generative AI. We're a team of 10 people. 5 of us are full-time. We're actually organizing a team retreat in Portugal next month, just for team members, you know, to even come up with more great stuff. Here's a few things on the roadmap, and I'll just wrap it up on that. We're building Unreal demos with multiple AI agents that are conversing with each other that we're going to open source to our community members and experiment with them. We're building a new no-code automation course that is going to be complimentary for all community members. We're updating the existing course and adding lessons where appropriate. We completed the GPT building learning path with another 90-minute lecture that I completed today, plus this live stream goes into it. The list goes on. We're creating mid-journey guides and tutorials. We're on a regular. Dominique is killing it there. We're posting 5 workflow guides a week. Last month we hosted 21 events. We host regular office hours, although as I say every time, that is not an offer. That is not a promise. That is not scalable. It just works because, you know, it's a few hundred people now. We're doing all of this and much more. If that sounds good to you, consider joining because we will be raising prices tomorrow. Matter of fact, I don't want to give the final price yet because I'm not sure, but we're essentially doubling them. It's just getting a little too busy. I had this hard cap in the beginning with 300 members, and turns out I was right. You know, when we do a little hangout session, office hours, it's fantastic if there's 10 people. If there's 20, it's manageable. If there's 30, it starts falling apart. Not everybody can get their questions in. We're getting to this 25 people area. We're jacking up prices from tomorrow. If you like what we're doing here, if you want more of that, I built the community for it. I dedicated my life to it. The team is there for you. And yeah, that's basically it. That's what I wanted to share. Like the most just, you know, kind of, that's what I got. That's what's on my mind. Now, one more change. We'll test this. But basically, some other community owners that I talked to have heavily recommended to me, Igor, even though you're super, you know, concerned and worried about like members actually integrating into the community and contributing and becoming a part of the community and not just, it's great. A lot of people come in and watch and that's fine. But I really care about the people who contribute. That's why we do these streams. That's why we do these public challenges. I was really worried about offering monthly. Now that we're going to raise the price, with the raising of the price, there's also going to be a monthly plan. So for anybody who's curious, there's going to be a monthly plan. Probably going to be, it's just going to be $97 per month, which is a lot, absolutely. Right now, it's $170 for a quarter. Anyway, we can debate if that's appropriate. We're a team of 10 people doing all the stuff that I listed. Heck, 1,300 comments, 21 live events, new lectures every week. There's a lot. I don't need to back it up. That's just what it is. The best AI learning experience I could conjure up. And here's another thing, and this is it. This is literally the end of the stream. Here's a goodie for you to test out that we co-developed in the community. Matter of fact, with fellow prompt engineer friend and also business partner Rastislav Dužava, that I met through the Discord server that we had early 2023. That doesn't exist anymore, by the way. It morphed into the community. I met Rasti in there. We co-developed the business blueprint, which we're also updating over the next weeks, by the way. It's getting a GPT-4o update with improved GPTs. Anyway, not to be too tangential. I met Rasti there. He had very good communication and philosophy knowledge already, and he built his prompt engineering skills along with the community. Then he got a full-time job as a prompt engineer. He's been engineering prompts for months, and he ran into the same problem over and over again, fleshing out relatively simple prompts into full-fledged monsters with detailed context. Over and over again, he ran into the problem. What did he do? He built a solution. And what are we doing now? With the community, we're test running it. With the closer community, we were already, test running it over the past weeks. And now, finally now, after 3 hours of live streaming, good God, I'm melting here on my chair. How are you guys holding up, by the way? I hope you're okay. This is it. We're rounding it out. Now we're ready to release the first version to the public. It's version 1.0 externally. It's version 11 or 12 internally. But it is basically a prompt improver. And it's a prompt builder, okay? And we gave it a great name. Drum roll, somebody, please. Oh God, I don't have a drum roll again. Wait, let me do the drum roll. Let me do the drum roll here.
Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the brand new GPT coming from the AI Advantage community and Rastislav Dužava, I present to you the one and only Sam, the prompt creator.
Okay, there you go. There you go. A little bit of an epic intro. This is it. This is the best GPT that we managed to build after no-lifing the heck out of ChatGPT since the day of release. This will either improve your prompt or build a prompt for you from scratch. Very simple. 3 buttons that you can hit. We're releasing this into the wild. I'll share a link below. By the way, there's also no, hacking protections there. So you can, download the knowledge base. And the instructions and all that if you're into that. But this, let me tell you, it actually works. So look, I'll tell you so. Brainstorming prompt for Gen AI YouTube videos, right? If you put this into your typical prompt creator, and we measured this with the best. We measured this with the best ones in the GPT stores. We measured this with the Anthropic prompt creator. I'll stand behind the fact that this thing actually slaps. It works. It's great. Okay? It fleshes out. Okay, it does 2 things. It fleshes out every type of context that could be relevant to what you're doing, what you're trying to achieve, and then it extends it, and it even adds like a placeholder for multi-shot at the end, right? So yeah, and then you just copy it and you run with it. Look at that. Everything, roles, all the little prompting tricks, everything included. And Rasti was basically, he was like doing this on a daily basis, and he's like, I'm crafting each one of these prompts for like hours at a time. And then it's like, so I built this thing, this monstrosity. If you saw the back end of this, is like unbelievable. So I built this to solve that problem. and solved, he has it. You can take this as a starting point. It's completely free to every single ChatGPT user because it's a public GPT. There you go. If you enjoy this, please, we just launched this. This took more effort than a lot of the startups I see these days take. We're releasing it for free. We're open sourcing it. You can look at all the instructions, everything. Please, first of all, go follow Rusty on LinkedIn. You can find a link to his LinkedIn in chat, okay? Second, give us a rating, okay? This man's amazing. He's a really stand-up guy, and he built something that's incredible together with our community, and you can improve your prompts. You just throw them in here, improve them, flesh them out, try it out. If you like it, leave a rating, okay? We really need some ratings. We're just getting started. You know, leave it appropriately. Leave it honestly. Like, if you're enjoying this, if this actually helps you, throw your favorite prompts in here. Let it improve it and see if it's any good. We're going to do videos on this. This is version 1.0. This is the worst it will ever be. But yeah, it's just something useful that we've integrated into our workflows in the community. And I'm pleased to share it with you too now. And with that being said, I'm beyond exhausted. I'm going to head on over and I think I'm just gonna go to bed. It's like 11:30. I'm gonna check out what Larry's up to with the super challenge here in the community. But basically that's it. That's all I got. Thank you so much. There's gonna be more public challenges. Let's see if we do one in summer. I'm kind of like, I don't know, you know, summer is always slower for tech, less announcements and everything. I hope we get GPT voice. If we get that, that would be a great next challenge. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. Every single person here, if you're watching the recording, if you're still here, you're crazy. I love that. We're the same type of crazy. That's why we're here. And yeah, I hope this was valuable. We looked at, 15, you know what we looked at. You were here for it. This was great. Check out Sam, the prompt creator. Check out all the wonderful people in the community, and I'll see you around. Yeah. Also check out I don't know, everything we do. The newsletter is probably the best way to stay updated. All right, no more call to actions. Thank you so much. This was a solid 3 hours, and I loved every second of it, but now I'm spent. Have a wonderful week, everybody. All right, see you soon. Keep an eye on, next live streams. I like doing these. Bye-bye.